Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Sunday morning. We are excited because we are here to talk real estate. I am the Lumberjack Landlord, also known as Matt. And to the haters who like to write nasty things to me, still the Lumberjack Landlord. Man, lots to cover this week. Had a deal go south and blow up on me. Have another opportunity on another one that I'm doing a second follow-up on tomorrow. So busy week. But wanted to talk to you guys this week about a video I've got coming out. I think it's tomorrow. I have one coming out, and it's specifically on basically how I got a bank to make a product for me. And so I think that talking about creative financing, I think the challenge is with creative financing is that a lot of times a seller can't see the forest for the trees. There might be an agent involved. There might be just a concern because they went through it in 08 or 09 and they don't want to bet on you as being a bank. They don't want to bet on you as being able to pay the bills. They don't know you. They don't trust you enough to do it. They talk to their attorney. They talk to their financial advisor and they say, yeah, I mean, on paper, it's nice, but you're assuming risk and you're in second position. So you could be on the outside looking in. So while I appreciate all the dialogue about creative financing, while I appreciate the dialogue about, seller financing, how likely do you think that is in a recession? How likely do you think it is that one person will bank on another person so much that they will be the bank and they'll depend on that other person being a good enough operator at what they do to then be in second position to where the only option that you have at that point is to either pay off the first loan or to allow them to extend the terms, or maybe they just stop paying altogether. And then your only option is to foreclose, but then you have to pay off the first loan to get the property back anyway. And does that person even want the property back? Is it an estate situation or something like that where you can even get the property back? So while I appreciate creativity, I think that I'm a look at all sides of something. I always put myself in the other person's shoes. I can tell you the number of people that I will give debt to is this big, 0. I only get and create debt for myself because I'm then in charge of that debt. The only other person that does that is I would love it if somebody else was a counterparty to that. I've done a couple seller finance deals. They weren't huge deals. And quite frankly, one of them's gone fine. And one of them's been a total and complete nightmare because the seller literally pockets checks and then doesn't deposit them. It's more than just a little bit annoying. So that being said, lots of stuff to talk about today. So the reason I brought all that stuff up is because, yep, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about creative financing. I mean, you can't watch a YouTube series without them talking about creative financing. And I think that that's good, but I think that what's getting ignored is the human psyche and the human mindset of what happens when a recession, when your stock portfolio is down 30 or 40%, when housing starts going down, and things are lasting a normal market 60, 90 days, 120 days on market, or you start to see multiple for sale signs in the yard. I think that starts to trip people up on the psyche. And so in that position, there are banks that are going to have healthy balance sheets. There are banks because banks are in the lending business, unlike owners and even other investors. So where you might find those pockets to make it advantageous for them, others will just say it's not worth the third-party risk. And so to that end, are there going to be enough of those deals out there now that this is a massive play for every other investor on the planet? I don't know that there are. So we'll wait. We'll see what happens. Couple real laundry issues first, just so you guys know. If you are not a subscriber, you cannot ask a question. We've been getting more and more trolls as the channel becomes more and more popular. Now, generally speaking, I don't mind trolls because I just show them the scoreboard. The problem that I have with trolls is that they waste your time. So for me, when I'm sitting there and everyone in my house is asleep and I'm watching a hockey game, I don't mind flipping up the comments and, tapping something out of my phone and being funny. However, don't want to waste your guys' time on Sundays because we're here to learn. We're here to talk more about the market. And so for me, I don't want to waste your time engaging those folks. And so if you're a sub, you can ask a question. If you're not a sub, you can't ask a question. And so hopefully that will trim us out on the idiot factor, but we'll see. And again, hard questions or topics I disagree with, I'm not worried about those. I'm worried about just people trolling. So I think what I will have in that video is I will actually have concrete information about these are the things that I presented to my bank. And this is where we came up with, I believe I need a specific type of product for what I'm going to do. So like I said, love all the enthusiasm around seller-based financing. We'll see what people's attitudes are when their house is down 10% and when the economy is down, inflation is 8 and 9% and more people are losing their jobs and more for sale signs are in their neighborhood. I just think human psyche is going to take over. So just my opinion, but having been in enterprise sales for 25 years, I've sold through the the dot-com bomb. I sold through the Great Recession, and I sold through what we've experienced in the last 2 years. So the psyche is an amazing and powerful thing, and that's what a lot of times creates bigger winners in the market. And so it'll be interesting to see kind of how that unfolds. But I think I'd be remiss in saying I always share with you guys my strategy, what I've done, the things that I've accomplished, so you can hopefully do the same. And so we'll talk about that a little bit today, but we'll jump in, we'll get some questions answered for you guys. And I think kind of just go from there. But yeah, super excited to be with you guys today and going through it. It was really funny. I talked to my kids. I said, who wants to start the live stream with daddy? And Sammy goes, I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm just going to sit here. And he was playing a game. And Bryn said, no, I do not want to start your live stream. So, okay, kids, that's fine. So I guess we're just going to do the pool later together. But anyway, we'll go for as long as we can today. Also, something else to keep in mind, guys, too. This Tuesday, I will be doing Dion's live stream from my channel. So would love you to come and hang out. And see if maybe a nighttime is a better thing, like maybe a Thursday night or something like that is a better time for us to do this instead of Sundays. But I'm completely open to whatever. So super excited to be with you. Let's jump into some questions. Dividend Dave. Hey, Dividend Dave. Hello, Lumberjack and everyone. Janet Santiago, good morning. Matt, everyone. Hello. Happy to be here today, working every Sunday for more disposable income. Keep on hustling, Janet. I'm telling you, keep on hustling. The first piece of advice I'm telling absolutely every single person right now is find a way to double return. And what I mean by that is cut expense, increase revenue. Cut expense, increase revenue. Whether it's a W-2 job, whether it's picking up a side hustle, there's never been a better opportunity. By the way, I'm pretty sure Greg Dickerson said exactly this in his Monday session. Thank you, Greg. There's never been a better time to monetize your gifts, talents, and abilities than there is right now. So there's still a ton of that out there. Make sure that if you have that gift, talent, or ability, make sure that you spend time either A, giving it back, or B, monetizing it, but something. Tell us your thoughts about the housing market. What is your opinion about the interest rate? So interest rates don't bother me. I wrote an offer 2 weeks ago with a 6 in front of it as far as a rate goes. So rates don't scare me. Only my return on capital does, or yield. But yeah, my return on capital is all that really matters to me. That's all I care about. So if it's a 6, an 8, an 18, a 28, whatever it is, just so long as I'm getting return, I don't really care about the rest. But it does change the numbers on a deal. So it's all about that rate of return. Give me just 1 second. Oh, the other homework or the other house cleaning. I will look down at my phone. I have guys almost always working weekends. They're weekend warriors. I reward the side hustle. And so I'll look down at my phone when I see a message, just because guess what? It's costing me money if they don't have an answer and they're waiting on me. So give me just 1 second. Well, that's not a reminder about work. Anywho, so I can't tell what the message is up front because I don't want to kill my battery. Anyway, Mandy W, good morning. Good morning. Ryan Allen, hello everyone and happy Sunday. Hope the family is doing well. Hey Ryan, I still have that wholesale that I was telling you about up in Lewiston. I heard about it. I'm happy to pass it to you. If I know where your area is and you're around me and you've got a buy box, I get brought stuff by wholesalers all the time. I have no idea if it's a good deal or not, but I'm happy to pass any of that stuff on. I'm not looking for a commission, or a thank you would suffice, but I'll pass any of that stuff on. Doug Kratz, good morning. Considering a property with nice duplex and a mobile home that is a tear down. Okay. Your thoughts on replacing it, another mobile, modular, nothing other. Thanks for all you do. Doug, you're very welcome. So the deal that I lost this last week was that deal exactly. It was a single family home. It had a nice outbuilding. It had another garage on it, and it had a mobile. And the mobile was, I think, of 1970 vintage, which means you can't get it financed, but it was safe. And as far as the town was concerned, it could stay there. So the only thing that I would consider is I would call the town and find out what their rule is, i.e., can you get a bigger one? Can you do a different one? Can it have the same footprint? Does it have to have the same footprint? These are all things that you have to know. The mobile home that was on this property was, I guess, they don't really make them this size anymore, I guess is what it is. I'm not really familiar with mobile homes. And so for me, I'll just ask questions until I'm blue in the face, until I understand something. And so when I had talked to the town, they said, we will allow you to replace what's there, but only the same footprint. Well, that kind of puts me in a stuck spot, because guess what? That unit, they don't make them that size anymore. It was some weird size off by like a foot in one direction. I can't remember what it was. So that was really interesting to me. And so because of that, I likely would either do that, or if I replace it with something, I'm going to have to basically build something. I think a storage container would actually fit that size, but then I'm looking at like storage container, stacking the two, doing something goofy like that. And I would need to know what those costs are. So I think that it's awesome, but I think that if the mobile home's in decent enough shape and rentable, then I would just talk to the town and make sure you know what your future plan is. And then send them an email thanking them for their time and saying, hey, I just wanted to confirm that that this is correct. That way you have it from the building inspector in black and white. That usually, not all the time, but usually that will give you a leg to stand on if somebody decides to take that away from you. Because you can say, the building inspector told me that that was okay. Because you never know what the future holds with legislation and rules, they change and all that other good stuff. So anywho, that's my opinion on that. Catherine Miller Croat. Good morning, Lumberjack and everyone. Good morning. Santi, good morning. Good morning. Mandy W. When you buy a new property, what is the best way to introduce yourself to inherited tenants? So Mandy, I think you had asked a question, something like that on Zubers yesterday. And I love that you guys watch all of our content, or a lot of our content. I think we all do something very, very differently. Because Mike's obviously not in the field. He's not meeting the tenants. He even says, tenants don't even know what I look like. They don't even know who I am. All of my tenants know who I am. They've all seen this. I think that's why they pay on time. They don't want me to visit. I'm fine with that. But everybody knows me. Everybody's seen this face. Think of it this way. I'm in a community that has, these three towns have a Walmart. They have a Target. They have a few grocery stores. And so we're around town all the time. And we've been doing this in this area for 18 years. Everybody knows my face, better or for worse. So that being said, we do it very, very differently. We really do want a level of relationship with our tenants. It's not just, they're not just a number. And I've got 400 unique tenants of adult age and older. 400 in my 107, currently 117 units. So the thing that I always do is I always send them a letter introducing us, introducing myself and Mrs. Lumberjack, We always send a letter introducing us. We always tell them that we're excited to have them as a tenant because we don't know better at that point. So it's truthful. And we just say, what we plan to do over the next few months is make sure that, we're taking care of things. So what we'd love to have you do is tell us 2 or 3 things that the previous landlord didn't get to, that were items that are just, they're kind of nagging and they need to be addressed. If you know anything like that, please let us know. We're certainly happy to answer any questions that you may have. So here's our email. Here's how we take payment, and it's Venmo, PayPal, and check, and ACH, and a bunch of other stuff. We give them the information to set up in our portal, because we have a portal through our Door Loop product, which is our property management product. And so we do that. And then lastly, again, we just say, so please let us know, anything that's going on that you think that we need to know about, and we will certainly work to address it. And we look forward to working with you guys in the future. So that's really the process that we have in those inherited tenants. And instantly, we're usually off to a pretty good foot. Some people want to grind about the old landlord and how much he sucks and how awful they were. And that's fine. Like, okay, I'm not them. But usually the people that whine and grind and fuss that much usually are people that also weren't necessarily big rent payers, i.e. they didn't pay the rent on time, or they paid very little, or things like that. So where the other landlord had to sell because they couldn't afford the property. So I recommend that introduction letter. Mandy, if you email me at lumberjacklandlord@gmail.com, if you email me, I will send you that letter. I'll try and post it in, I think I can post it in the one rental. I think I can post it in the Three Amigos of FI. I think I can post it there. So I'll find a place to post it, or send me an email and I'll send you that letter. But that's how we introduce ourselves to everybody. Great to have you. Please let us know of any issues. We're not planning on making any immediate changes as far as anything is concerned. And we basically take that route. That gives us kind of a trial period. We get kind of 3 to 6 months. Do they pay on time? Do they complain about a bunch of stuff? Are they difficult to deal with? Is every single time they talk to us confrontational? Do they let us know about important issues? Do they become nagging on unimportant issues or things that really should be their responsibility? And so that has gone really, really well for us. And then some of them understand that 6 months later, or 6 to 12 months later, that we then talk about, okay, we need to, based on the repairs that we've done, the things that we've upgraded, we need to make sure that we're, more in the ballpark of market rents. Because at that point, we know who they are, what they're like, how they behave, and if we want to give them a lease. Because usually when we take over their month to month, or if they are leased, we would never consider renewing someone's lease that we've had for less than 3 months. We just had one and they were like, we really want to renew. And I said, I'll let you stay month to month, but we're not going to renew at this point. We just want to feel each other out and see if you like me and see if I like you. And no need for us to get married, but let's date. So that's how we did it. So hopefully that helps you. And like I said, I can email that to you. Pallavi Patel, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Robert Farnelli, hello, Matt. Good morning. Pam Goodman, good morning. Thanks for doing this week after week. Yeah, I'm happy to do it. I actually did an interview last night at midnight. So when you see my face, I'm burned red because I spent the afternoon in the pool with my kids. So I'm burned red. I'm exhausted, but that was the only time that they could do the interview. And so I was happy to do it. It is a killer interview, by the way. A killer interview. It will blow your mind. It is everything that newer investors need to know about how to work with an agent. How to work with an agent that helps investors buy property, but also is an investor herself. I'm telling you, it's interview gold, baby. But anyway, Dawn Etherton. Hey, Dawn. Good morning, Matt. Everyone. What statement is on your shirt? Sarcasm. That's how I hug. My wife saw that in the store and she goes, yep, saw that, thought of you. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get you that shirt. Sarcasm is how I hug. It's actually true. Yeah. It's true. Santi 33143. Lumberjack Landlord, if you need any advice on plumbing, let me know. I don't think you really need it. I appreciate that. There's every once in a while. Yeah, every once in a while. So I have an amazing plumber. We did an interview. It's on my channel. We did it for about an hour. Because for us, it's really about repeatability in the business. And so we really do a ton of research. Like we'll put something in a place and we'll see how it behaves and see what the maintenance is like and see what the costs to run it are. Like we're really, really analytical. And oh, please guys, tell me, is my new series, again, this is where we differ from Dion and from Mike. Dion doesn't really fix anything. He has a handyman do it, but he's, you know, he's a self-managing landlord. But like he says, 2-3 hours a month. Mike completely hands off, has a property manager do it. I am hands on. I'm all hands. So I pick my product. I use my product. I know the experience with my product because I hear it from my tenants. I hear it from my guys, you know, my installers. Hey, this was awful to install, or hey, this has been a real pain to continue to go back on. These are all things that we track. If that series is valuable to you guys, please let me know. Talk to me about the other, not brands that you want me to talk about, because I can only tell you what we use, but a problem that you're trying to fix, products that fix those problems. I'm going through and I'm trying to look at our entire business and take you through step by step all the products that we use and why we use them, because they're less expensive. They're just as good a quality. We typically can knock between 8 and 10% off of a rehab, just because we buy better, we buy right, and we don't only buy cheap, we buy value. So let me know if that series has been helpful to any of you guys. And if you haven't watched it yet, what the heck are you doing? That's the good stuff. This is part of the course that I've got coming out. Yes, there's a course coming out. We've done a few of the videos for it, but there will be a course. And really it's about the landlording side of things, because again, the three amigos, I love those guys. We laugh so hard together and we text each other all the time. Listen, my superpower, I can do deals. I do tons of deals. I get great returns, all that good stuff. I think we all do that. And so I think where it really differs is that I'm in the field consistently touching product, feeling product, experiencing what my tenants are experiencing. And at that volume that I have, 117 units, 400 unique tenants that are 18 years and older, that can actually text me and say, this is a problem. I got one last night. It was with one of my door locks. You'll love this. He calls. I see who it is calling, but I just gotten my daughter to sleep. And so I'm like, so instantly mute, couldn't answer. I then text him. I said, you just got to text me back. He texts me back. He goes, somebody came and changed the door combination. I can't get in. He's like, I need you to get in because I'm just sitting on the porch otherwise. I'm like, clearly the guy's had a bad day. So I literally texted him back and I said, okay. I said, hit the C clear button. I said, re-enter the 4-digit code. And I said, this is the code you should be entering. This is what's on file as your code. And I said, let me know. He wrote back, he goes, really sorry, really long day. I'm an idiot. I typed the code wrong. User error, had nothing to do with us. But anyway, long story short is it was a good time to hang out with him on talking on the phone or chatting on the phone. But yeah, anyway, long story short is it wasn't the lock. I was like, heart palpitation. I was like, that's the first failure of this lock. It wasn't the lock. It was the person. So anyway, let me know if that series is helpful. Don Osmond looked at a duplex yesterday for 100K. Excuse me. Wow. 100K. I wanted to do a 50-40-10, but investor offered me the money to buy and repair for 20%. Nice. Yeah. I mean, if you got time to do that, absolutely. Crush. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah. And then the 50-40-10 thing would be hard for you, Don, because they have to have a $75,000 minimum stake, I think, in those deals. If I'm not mistaken, I think they have to have 75% or 50%, but $75,000 minimum. So I think that might have stuck you up a little bit there, but I could be wrong. That's my understanding from that program. I will do something with Stephen Dow on that. Just not yet. I don't know what I said that was offensive, but 10 people just dropped off. Hopefully that's just YouTube hiccuping. Robert Fairnelly, so do you think Fannie Freddie owner occupied lending is going to hold up when banks start to tighten? So Fannie and Freddie are the ones that tighten. They're the ones that start taking things down. They're the ones that start saying you can't have 10 investment properties, you can have 4. That's what happened in the last Great Recession. They literally just arbitrarily said you can't have 10 loans in your name anymore. Now it's 4. If you already have 6, fine, but you can't. And that's where I got stuck. I was at 5. I couldn't buy anything. I had to find a different way to do it. The only way that I could then do it was, guess what? Commercial. And commercial debt sucks. It's more expensive. It's far more onerous. It's yucky. And to get commercial debt with most lenders, you do not need an LLC. I have a trust. And they'll do it to an individual too. They'll do it to usually where they get a little bit light-footed is they don't, and meaning that they want to kind of tread on that, is they don't want to do LLCs usually. Let's see. John Etherton, if all goes well, we'll make 176%. Is that all done? 176% return. Man, happy Sunday. Santi 33143 at Janet Santiago. Are you a couple team? Same name here. Oh, very cool. LV Teach Me. My first home purchase had interest rate of 7.5. Yep, year 1999. So people think that these rates will be astronomically high. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, if you've only been in the business for 10 years, you've never seen anything like it. I was buying with 6s and 7s. And then when the economy started to fall in 8, I got quoted 10.125 from Countrywide and then Bank of America. Yeah. Ryan Allen, tell me more. I'll look into it. Dude, you got to send me an email so I can send you the link. I didn't do a bunch of research on it, man. Ryan, you're cracking me up, bro. I'll forward it to you. So yeah, send me an email that I can forward you the email. So that's one of the things is I have seen more build to rent deals come into my inbox in the last 2 weeks than I have in the last 2 years. Number one. Number 2 is wholesale deals. Some of them are actually starting to get not half bad, not garbage, which is kind of nice. And then some of them are still complete garbage. Santi, Santi, I'm just going to call you Santi. Santi, how many properties do you have in a single LLC? 0. I don't have an LLC. Speaking on single houses, no buildings. Yeah. Do you have an LLC under a trust? No, it's just the trust. LV Teach Me. Happy Sunday, Lumberjack. Glad to hear speak well of family. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I think if you mean the 3 amigos, yeah, they're my brothers. Like, you know, Dion's the much, much older brother that I always wanted. I love Dion. He's the best. We sometimes literally are just like sending stuff back and forth on text. So we're just like laughing back and forth. I'm like, I can't see the screen because my eyes are teared up. Yeah, he's a good dude. I'm so glad we got connected. Yeah, he had actually done something on Mike's channel. And I said to Mike, I was like, Mike, I really want to do something with that guy. It's like, he just seems like a laugh riot. And I've got a bunch of friends that are either cops or ex-cops or ex-military. I just think they're the greatest people. I really do. They don't need to sugarcoat it. It is what it is. And they're just like, when I'm around you, I never have to say sorry. I was like, dude, don't even worry about it. So yeah, I just love those folks. So, and truckers. I've got friends that are truckers too. I just great people, man. I literally had one of my buddies call me like 2 weeks ago. It was like 10 o'clock at night. And he goes, I'm exhausted. I was like, okay. And he goes, just need you to talk to me for 10 minutes. Okay. He goes, I'm just finishing up my shift. He goes, and he's like, I'm 10 minutes from my hotel. I was like, I got you, buddy. So let's see. let's see. Ryan Allen, do you ever need an extra set of hands on the weekends? I could use a side hustle and would love to work with you sometime. So I don't do, so what's changed for me in the last 9 months with being under quarantine, or 10 months beginning under quarantine because of Eliana's diagnosis, I haven't been in the field. And so I'm just starting to get back into the field. We're staffed pretty well right now. But I don't know. Let me think about that. Not a lot of magic that happens in the field, in all honesty. It's usually just evaluation and decision stuff based on what I'm seeing. So yeah, maybe. Yeah. Send me your email so I can get you this Lewiston deal. I think it's a good deal. It looked like a decent deal, but maybe it sucks. Johnny Cashflow, sup real estate freaks. Johnny Cashflow with the hustle. I love it. I'm going to try and manage my next purchase. Just got an offer accepted this morning. Nice, which we will inherit the tenant. Yeah, guys, I'm not that scared about inheriting tenants. I'm just not. I've inherited a ton of tenants. It doesn't scare me. It is what it is. If it's LA County, it would scare the daylights out of me. If it's Seattle, it would scare the daylights out of me, but I'd never do business in those two cities anyway. Sorry, Seattle and LA County. There are people that make tons of money there, and that's awesome. I don't want all the rules and extra headaches because there's a lot of rules and a lot of extra headaches. But Seattle does have a couple cool rules that we don't have here. That being said, Todd Baldwin takes advantage of those rules. So yeah. So what was my point? Jeez, long day. Oh yeah. So inherit the tenant. Yeah. So not scared about that. Send them the letter. I call it a love note. I call it the new tenant love note. I send that. I want them, they're people, man. This is where they live. I don't want them like nervous that I'm going to toss them out in 5 seconds. If there's a leak and they don't tell me because they're worried that them reporting the leak is going to, it's the person who gives the bad news is the one that's in trouble. I don't want that. I want an open dialogue and relationship with my tenants. It's just a way better way to go. That's why I've got 9 evictions in 20 years. Let me see everyone else's numbers. There's no one with my unit count that has 9 evictions. We just don't ever end up having to evict people. We can have a very honest conversation with them. Robert Fiornelli. So I wish I wasn't an idiot and drunk, but I think I was talking with an insulation contractor on Friday who talked about a special spray foam insulation that was made from already blown fiberglass and walls. Oh, do you know? I don't know what that is. I had a very strong Mai Tai before this conversation. So yeah, I was dumb and didn't take notes. I don't know of that insulation. I only know, so I know closed cell, I know open cell as far as what you spray. I know that there's the new stuff that is like a pour, where you can port the wall and pour it in. I haven't used it yet, but I want to. And then blow in, hard pack, fiberglass, rock sole, and then what do they call that? Polyisolate. Yeah, polyisolate. So those are the different, and styrofoam. Don't recommend that. Those are all the different installations I've used. Evolved Properties LLC. Good morning, Lumberjack. Good morning. Can you talk about the 1031 company you use? I sure can, Evolve. You want to reach out to Edmund and Wheeler. Edmund and Wheeler, and the person you're specifically looking for is Chris Brown. Hold on. I will give you Chris Brown's email. Tell him I sent you. They are the best, literally the best in the business. I searched for years. I had one company, they were okay. Another company, they were a little bit better than okay, but still not great. They didn't do a very good job of managing my dates. And Chris is a machine. Like with a week's notice, he gives you a heads up. Like, so yeah, he's the man. We're going to have Chris on the channel. I just have, with everything going on with Eliana, we just haven't picked anything. So his email is chris@section1031.com. Whoops. Yeah. chris@section1031.com. Tell Chris Brown, Matt, the lumberjack landlord from New Hampshire sent you. He did, we did one 1031 and then we did one 1031 into three different properties. That was, that was, that was elite. That was elite. That was Michael Jordan Trailblazers 7 threes in the first quarter elite. That was a powerful move. Powerful. Sammy Farho, good morning. Hey, Sam, good morning. LV teach me extremely helpful advice and tips. Awesome. Cool. Santi, what would the minimum yield that you would recommend for single houses? Example, if it's a 5%, is it not for you? For me is less than 10%. I don't do single family homes. That's the biggest secret about me. I think Mike Zuber has a ton of single families because I believe it's called Prop 13 in California. And so Prop 13 basically says when you buy the house, it's assessed then based on the sale price, and that's the taxes that you pay. So he has houses that are worth $300,000 and have a $900 a year tax bill. For New Hampshire, they reassess once a year. They reassess once a year. They reappraise, they try a physical reappraisal every like 5 years, but they reassess every year. And so for us, the state doesn't have so I don't have an income tax. We don't have a state sales tax. And so the main place that they drive their revenue is from property tax. And that means that a 300,000, a 400,000, 3-bed, 1-bath, older ranch built in like the 50s. That is going to cost probably, the taxes on that are probably 6,000, 6 or 7,000 a year. So they're like $500 a month. And that's why I don't do single families, is because between the payment at, even at 3.5 or 4% as an investor, even with 4%, even with taxes being that and insurance being what they were, and the cost of the home, every deal is an alligator, or it's such small margin. It's like margins like Rob from San Diego's used to saying, they're garbage margins. And especially it's a garbage margin on a very small amount. So, if you lose a water heater, 18 months, you're not making any money. So I don't really, single family homes is not my strategy at all. I've ended up with a few because I bought them right. I value added. I did a bunch of work to them. But single families is not something I really even look at as a investment property. I only look at dupes, tries, quads, on the resi side, and then commercial. Commercial, residential, not so much commercial, not commercial. Beth Traverso, hi Lumberjack. I hope you get a nap later today. I will probably fall asleep in the pool, Beth. Beth was the amazing person that I did the interview with last night. She was so gracious with her time. 20 years experience in the business, investor, real estate, entrepreneur. She is just awesome. Like, honestly, I could have talked to her all night long. But I had to go to bed eventually. I think we finally ticked out at like, I don't know, 1:45 in the morning or something, my time. So it was only like 10 o'clock her time. But I love talking to Beth. She's fantastic. The interview was spectacular. There's a ton of tips in there. And yeah, like if I were ever inclined to invest in Seattle, yeah, I wouldn't even bother interviewing other agents. I'd work with Beth in a second. So yeah, it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. Thanks, Beth, again for doing that. And we'll post that for you guys. I think that's tonight or tomorrow. I'll post that. So yeah, very excited to do that with you, or to share that with everybody. Let's see. Janelle. Hey, Janelle. Morning, Matt. Best part of the weekend. And I already hit the like. You're the man. You're the man, man. I appreciate you guys. I like watching your questions too, guys, with the other guys, with like Mike and with Dion. It's just such a great group. It's such a great group being with those guys. We look at things differently. I'm very entrepreneurial. I can turn it pretty much anything into a business. Mike is he's just a phenomenal, like CEO level operator. He's just, and just the economic side of him. Like, that's why I always call him the Lumberjack Landlord's resident economist. Like, I can give you feels and I can give you what I'm seeing on the day to day, but chart analyzing, that's Mike's bag. That's Mike's bag for sure. I can give you opinion, but it's only based on what I'm seeing in the streets. He can give you opinion based on looking at the chart and saying, this is what this is saying or telling us. And thank God for that, because that's not my bag. Chester Williams, good morning, Matt. Yes, the series is amazing. Awesome. That's really good. So just so you know, what I'm doing in those links, guys, is those are Amazon links. I post those links in there for a couple of reasons. One, every single time you guys order through that link, I actually get, it's called like, I forget what the name of it is, but I basically get like a few cents. But the second thing is I actually look for the best price and I make sure it's the model that I use. That way I'm not just sending you off on an expedition to go do the work. I want to make it as easy as possible. So if there's something, a lock, or your whatever problem that you're trying to solve, a sump pumps. I have 8 sump pumps. I know exactly which one we buy. We evaluated a ton of them and over the years, and there's 3 or 4 that suck in a bad way. They stop working when they should work. And then we have others that we've literally put in buckets and they've been good for 5 years and never had a hiccup. So like whatever it is, whatever the problem is, water in the basement or whatever it is, I can absolutely treat you right, send you in the right direction and make sure that I'm finding something that's well priced. What I'm really bummed about, and honestly, guys, is I don't think nearly enough people have gotten a digital business card yet. You guys got to watch that video and click on that link. You've got to, guys, I've already gotten a deal from it. One deal, like the card's like 20 or 25 bucks and not nearly enough people have watched that video and gotten the card. You've got to do it. I'm telling you, now is the time. In 3 years, everybody's going to have them, or 5 years, everybody's going to have them. This is a new thing. It sets you apart as an investor, and other people are going to remember that. It's, oh yeah, you're the first guy. Oh yeah, you're the digital business card guy. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? I got a guy's card, and you show them how easy it is to look you up. You've got to do that. You can literally put the description of your buy box right in the digital business card description. So when you tap that phone, they're going to see your Instagram, well, you can show them whatever you want, but you can list your Facebook, your Instagram. You can list your buy box, what you buy, where you buy, what your ballpark pricing wise is, what you look at, seller financing, all the things that you do. It's like, I want to say it's like 200 words. It's like 200 or 300 words you can put in there, short and succinct, but it instantly lets that person know. You literally, what I do is I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, my name is Matt. Would you mind? I know that, you're another investor, would love to understand kind of what you invest in. And then they break out that stupid paper business card, or, oh, hey, let me just call you and you can put that in my phone. Yeah, that's great. What am I supposed to do? Write a book about what you like? It's stupid. I don't have time for that. So at meetups, at other events, when I go, when I talk to, when I sit in like an investor conference that's in my area, guess what I'm doing? I'm tapping phones, baby. I'm tapping phones with that thing, because then it gives me that introduction. It gives me a couple minutes of that person's time. You just say, please, anything. I got a wholesaler to do multiple campaigns in my area, because guess who has a little bit of time on their hands? And I said, run it past me. I'm happy. I'm interested in anything that you come up with in those areas, and up to $5 million, we can talk. He's doing a campaign in those areas because he wants to find me something. I told him on the last wholesale deal that I did, I paid $50,000 for that contract. He was giddy. I'm giddy. I don't have to pay to do that. And he's going to bring me something. And that was all from that card. All from that card. Tapping his phone. Here's the info. He's like, wow, that's really cool. He goes, I got to get one of those. Telling you, worth its weight in gold, guys. I'm telling you, guys, this is This is the elite stuff. Only listen to this stuff if you want to get next level. This is just, it's elite. Yeah, it's elite. LV Teach Me. Yes, the new series is awesome. Please keep it. Yes, absolutely. And again, suggestions, guys. Don't ask me about specific products because I'm not going to evaluate a product for you because we only do field testing. We put it in, we install it, we use it, we see if there's complaints from the tenant, we see if there's complaints from my maintenance guys, we see if there's complaints from third-party contractors, we see if there's recalls. We track the product that we put in the field. And like I said, it's 117 units. If you want to do the real quick math, I own 500 appliances. 500 appliances. I own 200 toilets. Stupid, weird to say, right? I own 200 toilets. 200. So I know what kind of toilet to buy. That doesn't clog. And if it does clog, I know it's the tenant's fault. Yeah, I own like, what was the other one that was weird? Oh, the door locks. The door locks. It's like 300, 200, and it's like maybe 250. It's a lot. We own a lot of those things. We've deployed a lot of them. And that's why now they're not paying me to say that. I'm just telling you what I've used, how it's worked. There's always the possibility that that maybe they change manufacturing down the line, but I've used that specific quick set for 5 years without issue. And I can tell you the other ones that I've seen with that turn knob, the cheaper ones, those things fall apart. And those buttons, they sometimes get stuck and stop responding to the inside piece. Just saying. Just saying. Love you, Dion, buddy. Robert Farinelli, make a video on everything you use. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to make a list. The next one coming, actually the next two coming, I had the product in my office. Yeah, the next two coming are cabinet handles. Cabinet handles. That's one of the next ones. And then the other one, this one's more of an investment. I don't expect, I expect that people, I would be shocked if people made the investment, but it's just the way that it's just, again, it's just a thing that the way I feel about it. When you have one or two properties, if you plan on growing and know you're going to grow, this is a tool well worth buying. However, it's expensive. So I'm not I'll put it out there. I'll put the information out to share with you what we use. But if you do the math real quick, what that tool fixes will save you in a 5-year period, depending on how many units you have. That's really the variable. But it would likely save you between 3 and 5x if you only have a few units. So, but yeah, I'm happy to keep on sharing that stuff with you guys. Don Etherton, I enjoyed learning what products you use for your rental. Excellent. Yeah, I mean, Don, you got a bunch of building coming up, so you're going to put a lot of that stuff in there, I hope and expect, because we know it works. But if you find something better, and guys, if you find something really awesome, somebody like texted me and said, this is the one you should be reviewing. Yeah, you know what? There's actually, if you can find them, the Wi-Fi companies have done a really good job of keeping them suppressed. Those Wi-Fi locks, if they hack your network, they can hack your Wi-Fi lock. They can get to it. That's why I don't do Wi-Fi. I want electronic keypad because the only way to get in that thing is either A, know the code, or B, you can literally screw out the deadbolt piece, and then you can find a way to get that thing open when you screw through the keyhole. At that point, it's a real legit breaking and entering. You know that somebody's been there. With Wi-Fi, you don't know that. With a Wi-Fi lock, you don't know that. So I like high tech, but I like some stuff that's a little bit lower tech. You know, Elon Musk, brain implant, really high tech. Hard pass. Hard pass. Robert Farinelli, it's very helpful. Awesome. Thank you. Theta Hedge Capital, just popping in a bit late. Love the product review shares. was looking for a keypad. Oh, really cool. Yeah. And so the other thing too, guys, front door, back door, you got to do 2 doors. One is a primary door that gets used all the time. One is, Dion said it and I was like, that's right. I totally forgot to remind people of that. 2 doors, primary and a backup, because the primary, it was funny. He said in case it runs out of batteries, but he said he's never run out of batteries or changed any. I put extra batteries in the kitchen drawer in any unit that we have one of those. And I think we had an issue one time. They're like, yeah, it's been blinking red for like a month. Okay. But they had it on another door. They used that. They got in, they were good. But yeah, that's just one of those things to recognize. If you have 2 of them, one of them is a primary door, one of them is a secondary door, that secondary door is always going to last longer than the primary door. And think about the volume of people I have inside out of some of these units, like 4, 5 bedroom units, 6 bedroom units that are roommates. There are 6 people coming and going all day long, all different schedules. That thing is used constantly. Just a thought. Let's see. Pam Goodman, love the product series. Deanne always says he puts 2 of the protect against dead batteries. What do you think about that? So there you go. I was telling the future. What's really funny though is that he said he never had dead batteries. I'm just saying, teasing Dion, but he said he never had dead batteries. So he thinks that the lock twist being manual actually means that the batteries will last longer. I can't, I mean, sounds logical. I just can't prove it. It's not happened to me yet. What I have had happen is I have had when I enter in the code lock, I have had the manual tumbler piece not engage. I've had that actually break where it wouldn't engage, had to get in the other way, tried everything, reprogrammed, retried to do everything, couldn't get it to engage. We just tossed the lock. It was junk because it wouldn't engage. And again, that was a physical turning of the key lock after a keypad, because what it does is it engages the lock to be able to then turn it. When you tap in a number and it doesn't work, it doesn't engage. Even when we were tapping in the right, even when we reprogrammed it and we were tapping in the right one, we knew it was the right one, we still couldn't get it to engage. So that's actually what happened. True story in that particular scenario. Let's see. Yeah, affiliate commission. That's what it is. Yeah, it's like a couple of bucks. Yep. Or not even. It's like, I think it's like 80 cents or something like that. It's like small. But I want to put all the links in there. You won't change my lifestyle. But I put everything in there so you can find it one place. That way, when you go to do the project, like with the lights, I put the lights in there. I put the roll of wire in there that you're going to need, and the switch in there. So I put all 3 things in there that you're going to need. That way you don't have to go searching and go, is this the right one? Is that the right one? That was one of the biggest things for me when I was learning product. I didn't know what to use. Not only did I not know what to use, but okay, if I found out that I liked this one, did it have all the things I needed to do the project? That was really maddening. And so that's why I'm putting them all in one place, all in one link. I want to save you guys time, effort, energy, and most importantly, it doesn't cost you any more. So that's what we try and do. Robert Farinelli, I found your locks for cheaper on eBay, but I'm not sure if there's something else going on. Yeah, so there can be. A lot of times those can be used. I know that I'm getting them brand new on Amazon unless they say it's not brand new. So for me, the extra money, I'm going to spend my money on Amazon and know that I'm getting it for real. And know that I have, nothing that's been tinkered with or played with or any of those stuff. I want to make sure that we're good. Tamika, on average, how many tenants decide to move when you notify them that you're raising rents to market value? So we raise them to ballpark, what I call ballpark market value. Not many. Most tenants, I'm not saying all, this is a poor generalization, but this is my experience. Maybe you'll find something different. Most tenants I found, when I do that work for them, they're not going to go do the work themselves. And a lot of cases, they've been there for 2 years. Like I don't raise the rent after the first year. They get to where the second year is renewing. We have group of three people that have been in a unit. It was 1750 when they moved in. Last year we went to 21, and we just said, listen, with the price of inflation, everything else going on, and what this unit is, we know that we can get 26, but we love you as tenants. We'd love to keep you. What do you think is fair? They came back and they said, how about 24? We said, sure, that's fine. Am I going to grind them over the extra couple hundred? No, they're good tenants. I like them. They take care of the place. They do a decent job. So yeah, so I don't find that it happens a lot. I don't find that people move on very often. I would say if I had to give you a percentage, I would say 1 in 10. 1 in 10. Maybe 1 in 8, but something like that. Not a lot. Janelle Diaz, yes, the original business card buy box idea is gold. Thank you, Janelle. Janelle knows what I'm talking about. Guys, they have Popple, which is wristband, or also the thing that goes in the back of your phone, which is, they have Popple. They also have Link, and they have Entree or Retrieve. Retrieve is another one, but I put the link right in the video, guys. It's like 20 or 25 bucks. Like, and I probably won't get rich off the 9 cents off of that, but get a digital business card. Honest to God, it's going to set you apart. Karen Molnar, good morning, Matt. Thank you for your time. I'm checking out a new market. Looks like 3-bed, 2-bath, get best rents, but most homes are 2 or 3-1. What do you have to look for to add a bathroom? I look for a set of stairs I look for a set of stairs to the second floor that isn't the entry to the basement. I like to stick bathrooms underneath stairs. Yeah, that's gold right there. That's pure gold. That's pure gold, because you can add you can do that bathroom for $3,000, maybe 4. Yeah, 3, maybe 4, because you have to get a drain from a toilet. You have to get the drain from the sink, and then you have to get supply lines to the toilet and to the sink. And the toilet's going to be about $300. The vanity is going to be about $250 because it's usually a small bathroom underneath the stairs. But yeah, that's what we do. No joke. We put them underneath the stairs from the first floor to the second floor, if it's not the entry to the house entry to the basement. Yep. If this is helpful to you guys, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. Christopher R. Hey, love the 50-40-10 approach. Since house hack isn't available to me, I'm grinding the side hustle. Yeah, Christopher R. I love it. I know that you guys are in single family home, and nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. We got to find the path that best suits us, that we can then convince our spouses of. Flash of light, Sammy Farhout. I treat them like any other applicant without bankruptcy. If you want some reassurance, I'd look at their Chapter 13 case on Pacer and see if it went smoothly. So if that questions, so I have had a tenant that has claimed bankruptcy before. The big thing for me was looking at their credit over the last few years and just seeing their score. And then 3 times, this is in my slides that I show the bank of, why we have so few evictions. And we really talk about credit score and multiple of take-home revenue to rents. Those are the things that we look at. So I don't think that bankruptcy, I mean, like I said, so long as you can see it, I don't think it hurts you. Oops. Move too fast all at once. Christopher, hustle to get some equity for down payment and additional equity. Yes, my man, that's what we're doing here. That's absolutely what we're doing here. Side hustle, side hustle, side hustle. If you know how to do something, like whatever it is, I get offered a ton of money for consulting for my real job and for this. I don't do it because that's family time for me. But when I retire from my W-2 job, I will be doing consulting. I'm not sure for the real estate stuff, but definitely for my real work stuff, maybe for the real estate stuff. I really want to hold off doing it as long as I can because I want to have a course go out there that everybody can go through and ask questions. And do the Sunday morning live streams, or if we pick another night, do the live streams. Just Williams, the number of appliances, doors, doors and toilets. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Now that's a conversation starter. Yeah, I own 200 toilets. Yes. Yeah, it is. It's funny. It is. It's really funny. Yeah, toilets. What was the thing? There was one thing that we had to buy, and I had to buy so much of it. It was ridiculous. What was it? I think it was door. I think it was. Yeah, I want to say I bought 50 of those quick sets last year. 50, maybe 60. I bought 50 or 60 of those quick sets last year. Yeah. Damn. That was crazy. Yeah, I know. That's how you become the most popular guy at the party. Hey, do you know I own 200 toilets? The only thing is you're going to be pretty outshined if you're in the room with some guy who does porta potties. He's got you beat there. He does full service. I no joke. I met a guy in Vegas when we were out there. I met a guy in Vegas and he had, we were joking around about stuff and we were doing the timeshare presentation stuff and going through that, trying to get free tickets. And they know, we tell them, we're just like, yeah, we'll listen to your rap, but we're really here for the free tickets. Like, we're completely brutally honest. And so we see him like sitting there, like negotiating a deal, whatever. And we had talked to him in the lobby of the Har Hotel. And so we get out of there and then, and we realize we're heading back on the bus just by ourselves or with some other people, but not with him. And so we're like up in the room and then back down in the lobby and then bump into him like maybe a couple hours later. And I was like, so how'd that go? He goes, damn. He goes, I spent $50,000 on a He goes, I just wanted the free tickets. I go, you folded that easy? What's really, really funny is he owned in Canada, he owned a sewage pumping company called S Happens. No joke. Swear. It's the funniest story ever. Yeah, so really funny. Let's see. Russell Schultz, yes, make a product list of everything you use. Yeah. So I will go one by one through them only because I want to make sure that you guys know why we use it. That way, if something disqualifies you out of the scenario that we use it in, I think that's really important. That's why we don't just say, here's a list of everything that we use. I want to share each one individually with you, why we use it, what the benefit is, what our experience was with it, etc. I'm not ever going to just send it a list and say, here's everything that we use, because there are some things that we use that are very, very, very specific to us. Like that one tool thing that I'm talking about. That's an expensive tool. I wouldn't just put that on a list because people look at that and be like, oh, no way. Well, you know what? If you see how we use it and what it does and how expensive it is, but then how much money it saves us, that might be something that makes sense for you. Make sense? So that's one of those things. Sandy at Julie Anderson, good luck. How much is in the square foot cost of those mobile houses? There might be comments that are posting that I can't see because Julie, does that mean that you're not a subscriber? So if you guys are answering something, I might not see it because yes. Yeah, I don't see anything from Julie. So I might not see her answer because she's not a subscriber. Julie, that would hurt my heart. That would hurt me. I won't lie. That would hurt. Anna Kay, any suggestions for a fridge? Yes, I do have a suggestion for a fridge. Not Samsung, not LG. Personal experience, number one. Number two is if you look at Maytag and there's and not a Mana. If you look at Maytag, I like Maytag products, but there are some products that they outsource or that they relabel that are Samsung. So Maytag, GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, just make sure that it's those companies and that it's not relabeled. Samsung and LG, the reason why they keep on claiming, oh, we sell them more than anybody, we sell more than anybody, it's because they're available in the big box stores. That's why. And small appliances stores don't usually sell a lot of that stuff. The other appliances I avoid like the plague are Electrolux. I politely refer to them as Electrosucks. And then Bosch. I avoid Bosch like the plague. Yes. Thank you, Ryan. I'll forward that to you at the end of the live stream. Yeah, Electrosucks and Bosch. Don't buy those. But yeah, GE, Frigidaire. Yes, those. Yep. And GE front loaders. GE front loaders. GE won product of the year, I think in 2021 or 2022 for their new front loader design. It's been awesome. We actually personally, we put that in our house. And we put nice products in our units because water here is so expensive because the infrastructure is so old in the Northeast that they just keep on jacking at the prices because they have to replace a lot of the old piping. So we use a ton. We use a ton of high-end appliances because we don't want to deal with the cheaper the appliance, usually the more it breaks and the more expensive it is, or not more expensive is the more it breaks and the more money it costs to operate. Usually, not all the time, but usually. Chester Williams, those lights are amazing. This series is worth its weight in gold. Thank you, Chester Williams. I agree. Those lights are amazing. I think I have, so I still, yeah. Guys, these things, wicked. They're the nuts. They're the bee's knees. They're the cat's meow. These things are awesome. Yes, see these right here. These are the pancake lights. Literally cut your hole in the ceiling like this, slide it up in the ceiling. Literally, actually, what you do first is this little thing. It connects to this little thing. This is already wired and the electrician's already left this behind. So this is literally just sitting there up on the ceiling, on the inside, not on the outside, on the inside, up where you can't see it. You literally connect it to this. You put this thing in like this, and you slide it up in the ceiling, and you're good to go. And it's a flush mount. That's how thick it is. And you know what happens when they burn out? I have literally hundreds of these lights installed, hundreds. I think we've ever had 2 burn out, but when they do, all you do is you get in there, you pull the thing down, you disconnect it, then you reconnect a new one, and then you're done. It's that simple. It's literally as easy as changing a bulb. Love that stuff. Man, that stuff is good product. It is. It's just such good product. So yeah, the lights are amazing. Thanks for saying. Chester Williams, everyone in the chat, in case you do nothing else today, check out the lights and mats product series today. Thank you, Chester Williams. I appreciate that. Yeah, those lights are killer. They saved me a fortune. I actually talked to my electrician and I said, hey, this was like, I think I did that video on Tuesday, maybe Monday or Tuesday. So I had the quick conversation with him and I just said, hey, let's break down real quick. Before I did that video, I said, let's break down real quick, you know, what we're looking at, like an IC can. IC cans are basically stands in IC insulated can. And it does that because they can't get too hot against the floor because somebody believes at one point it caused a flash. I don't see how that's possible, but whatever. I'm not going to argue the point. one of the few. And so those boxes, those cans, they are time and labor to put in more than these. But we figured that a can with a retrofit bulb, i.e. an LED, that's what's called a trim, that you screw into the same light socket. Those things, he guessed, were probably between 75 and $100 installed. Product and install, he figured probably about $100. He said with these, he said these are probably closer to like $25. So it's 4 times the cost to do can lights. And if you already have cans, it's all good. Then you can use the retrofit ballasts, but those are pretty expensive. Those are 17, $18 a piece. Typically, I like the 5,000 lumen because you really want that natural sunlight so it doesn't hurt people's eyes. So people that are, light sensitive don't get headaches. That's just my belief. Keith Hager, good morning, peeps. Hey, good morning, Keith. There's Chris Webb. Good afternoon from Central Virginia. Good to be here. What fridges do you recommend? I need something larger to fit the kitchen space. Yeah, like GE makes some bigger ones. Yeah, GE makes some bigger ones. Frigidaire Gallery series, it's a higher end product, but they make some bigger ones. Yeah, we have Bosch in our personal kitchen and I hate it. And then I saw the price and I hate it even more. And so we're literally on the hunt now to replace those, but we've got a unique situation because it was like the people that we bought the house from custom built the kitchen. Yuck. 34 likes. That's all I have, guys. I'm dropping gold right now. Dropping gold. Chris Webb, I've been traveling a bit over for the past few weeks, missed a few live streams, but that's okay. They're recorded. You can watch them again. Keith Hager, smoke detectors, buy by the case. There is a way where if you have to so a lot of times code changes, right? So when code changes, the problem that you have, I'm going to do a whole video on this, so don't sweat it. But the problem that you have is that when code changes, how do you add smoke detectors? But they have to be AC with a battery backup. That's code. I believe that's national fire code. I could be wrong, but I know that's at least my state fire code. So they have to be powered with a battery backup. One of the things that most people don't know is they're like, well, now I got to tap into the wire harness with the other smoke detectors and start opening up ceilings and expensive. So get this. There is a product where if you put one of this product into the wire harness that the other ones are in, you can actually get Wi-Fi connectability to that one. And you only have to tap off of the AC or the current off or the power off of an outlet. And then it connects via Wi-Fi. So you don't have to thread all new wires. And in most states, the code is you can put it in a certain place in the wall towards a corner. And it doesn't actually have to go in the ceiling. So you don't have to drill up and then drill down. You can actually get it right on the wall. And then it's a matter of just dropping a line and then getting it to an outlet to feed the power. I just had to redo a house. That was going to cost me, if I had to go the old conventional route, that was going to cost me probably about $6,000. This way cost me two. Saved me $4,000. I will be sharing that video. Thank you, Keith. That is one of the ones that I forgot that I was going to share. Yeah. Yep. It's donuts. And again, you can do some of that with some of these other much more expensive ones like Nest systems and things like that. But dude, who can afford to put that in rentals? Like, it's a nice idea, but man, that stuff is expensive. Holy. Holy. Golly, yeah. Let's see. Karen Molnar. Thank you. You're welcome, Karen. Happy to do it. Chris Webb, I've been traveling for a bit. Yep, I saw that. Sorry. Smoke detectors. Karen. Santi, why trust works better for you than LLC? Does it give you the same protection better than an LLC? Is it more economical for accounting costs? Cheaper with the alert, cheaper with the attorneys. Don't know about it because don't know if it's cheaper with the accountant because I don't own an LLC. But it gives me the ability to, if anything ever happens to me, Ashley can still pay all the bills. If anything ever happens to Ashley, I can still pay all the bills. If anything ever happens to both of us, we have an executor take over that can either take the bundle of properties and put it with a property management company so my kids still get the financial benefit, or they can put it to a place where they say, let's start liquidating these properties one after the other. But those are both of the options that we would have. So LLC doesn't do that. And you need to watch the LLC video on Dion's channel, because LLCs, if you don't have a real partner in there, i.e. like more than your wife, then they will pierce the veil and bye all insurance that the LLC got you. And the cost of lending in an LLC is also more expensive from what I've seen. But again, I don't do LLCs, so don't know. I talked to my accountant about it. Yeah, I talked to my accountant about it. The attorney, of course, wants LLCs, but my accountant is just kind of like, nope, they understand what it is. I have insurance. I have insurance on each property. I then have an umbrella policy. So if something were to happen, that's what those are there for. Jesse Mao. Hey, Jesse. Good morning, Lumberjack. Thank you for taking your valuable time to share excellent knowledge with us. I'm happy to do it, Jesse. Have you done any tankless water heaters? If you have, what brand have you used? Jesse, great question. IBC. I wouldn't use Bosch. Oh, what garbage. There was one company that installed a bunch of those. They spent the next year doing warranty replacements. They got so buried with those. Again, personal experience. I don't know if others have had great experiences with them. That's what I know because that's what I saw. IBC. It is built to Canadian spec. It's much, much colder there. They have different specs because they have to have systems that are working that can keep up with normal insulation in very, very cold areas. Love the IBC, and they do not only on-demand hot water, but they also have on-demand forced hot water for heat. And so there's systems that you can put into houses where you can be doing the dishwasher, doing the washing of clothes, having somebody also at the sink and have somebody taking a shower, and it can keep up with that amount of hot water usage. So they have unbelievable products. And per Robert, make sure that if you're buying IBC, that you know if the installer is a actual vendor of theirs or is an actual certified installer of theirs and has a install IBC replacement kit. That's one of the reasons that we selected it, was because we have that in our area. And it's 7 parts that come in a box, but that's the beauty of design. It's like almost like Apple took over this company. Apple designs great products, whether you like them or not. I think that it is. I don't actually have an Apple phone. I don't have Apple anything. I don't have an iPad. I don't have a Mac. I don't have any of them, but they're beautiful products. My wife has all those. She's a Mac person. I'm not. And so what's really interesting about that is that they make beautiful, great, powerful products. But the reason why I say that it's almost like they were designed by Mac is because the engineering is phenomenal. It's 6 or 7 pieces that come in that dealer kit. I've had one go down in 6 years, and the one that went down in 6 years was back up and running within 2 hours with a replacement of one part. Is unbelievable. Yep, it's absolutely unbelievable. So IBC, Russell Schultz, love it. Can't wait to be tuned in. Yeah, I'm excited to do those videos for you guys. We're going to do a couple of those a week. A couple of those a week for sure. Yes. Sammy Farho, I'm seeing yours. Yeah, Sammy Farho, I'm seeing yours. I'm in. I didn't see Julie Anderson's. Julie. Janelle Diaz, do you have portfolio? Yeah, do you have portfolio home insurance? Yeah, if so, anyone you can recommend. So in my area, so I have my personal stuff is State Farm because their rates are phenomenal. Their service has been pretty good for us. And I have a rep there that I adore. She is amazing. Amazing. She is spectacular. Cleo, thank you. For the portfolio, it is Vermont Mutual and Andover Companies. I don't know how national those guys are. Andover Companies and Vermont Mutual. I don't know how national they are, but they really know my market. They really know antique houses. They really know all the things that I need a insurance company to know. That way, if something burns down, they're like, oh, well, yeah, that's just wood trim. No, that's 150-year-old wood trim, and I want to match the rest of the house. That means it's more expensive because I'm going to have to find it salvage. And then I'm going to have to pay somebody extra to refinish it and make it pretty and make it match everything else, right? So they understand that stuff. But I have a broker that handles those relationships for me because we have a portfolio policy that's comprised of, it's about an even split, 20, about 20 properties per. It's kind of like one of them is always ahead or behind a little bit, because we like to keep them honest. Hey, listen, if you guys don't want to write this stuff, no problem. We'll bring it over to these guys. Oh, you will? Yeah, of course we will. Or you need to do better on the rate. For some reason, rates fluctuate. And so sometimes one's better than another. And we don't get lazy. We reevaluate every single year. We reevaluate every year because otherwise they just pump up the pricing on renewals year 2, year 3. I had somebody that was paying $3,000 a year on insurance. When they moved companies, it went down to $1,200. Yep. That's what I'd be watching if I were you guys, making sure that happens. Here, my beard itches just a little bit. So if I comb it. And no, this is not the first time it's been combed today. All right, maybe it is. Leave me alone. Jernio, any updates on release date for your course and merch? Well, so we're only a couple videos in, and we got to see how it quote unquote came out. But we've got people lined up for certain parts of it. And so it'll probably be 90 days after I finish my W-2, 60 to 90 days after I finish my W-2. Yep. Which we don't know exactly what that date is yet. Robert Farinelli, something that I buy that is very specific to me, IBC dealer kit someday. Yeah. So for us, I might even buy that's a really good idea, Robert. I might even buy my own, but having a guy who has one, I don't get stuck. So the dealer kit, like I said, 6, 7 pieces, and you can swap out any part. It's that simple. And then you're back up and running. Sam Farho, you are not seeing my comment. Am I a subscriber? I don't know. I don't know. They don't show me. I'd have to go through the entire list, and that's like almost 3,000 at this point. So I don't know. I can see your comment now. Robert Farinelli, what do you think of Barron's Appliances, or do you know of a good store in Mansion, Nashua? I don't know Barron's. You know what? In all honesty, I think they might deliver there. Stratford Appliance. Call George. He's the owner. Ask for George. The whole crew there is awesome. Like there's like 4 or 5 appliance places around us. I talked to all of them, and he's been doing it forever. He knows the products. They also do repairs. And so he's like, don't buy that. And he'll say, listen, we got to carry it because some people they insist on a brand. And he's like, but don't buy it. And so George is awesome. Try Stratford Appliance. Let him know that, Matt, the lumberjack landlord, sent you. Who also works with Phil. So Phil's a contractor that does some work for me. But great relationship with those guys. They're phenomenal. So see if they'll deliver to Nashua. Nashua or Manch, they might. They very well might. I don't know that they will, but they probably they might. And again, they're awesome. They're awesome. I've never had a problem with anything that I've ever bought from them not being taken care of extremely quickly. These guys take their work seriously, and they are legit what helps make me elite. Tamika, do you purchase the vendor warranty for appliances, or do you buy a home warranty that's covered? I can't imagine you do the latter. I do neither. If your product is so bad that I have to buy extra insurance that it doesn't suck, I don't buy your product. I am harsh like that. And that's why Bosch sucks. That's why Electrolux sucks. I have Bosch appliances that are 3 years old that have required a $950 repair, a $780 repair. And I refuse to do them. I will buy one of those units dead, and I will take the part out. I will literally find the part, and I will find the part as long as that wasn't the cause of death. I will find the part and I will put it in myself. I am not spending $1,000 repairing a fridge. That is absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, whoa, what do you want? The fridge is really expensive. No, Bosch is really expensive. And there's no way in 3 years a freezer drawer arm should be broken. That's just a bunch of BS. Give me a break. Make better product. So I'm not mad at you, Tamika. And by the way, it was awesome seeing you for the very first time on yesterday's meeting. Yeah, it was awesome seeing you. And yeah, man, those really bother me, those warranties. Is your product really that bad? Yeah, and the claims to cover them too. I think we did it once when I was really new in the beginning, and then it was like such a narrow thing. It's like, yeah, no, sorry, that's not covered. And I'm like, yeah, I'm never buying that brand again. It's kind of funny. Russell Schultz. Hey, Russell, smash that like button. I appreciate you, my man. Catherine Miller Crow. Peeps, hit that like button. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Santi, 36 likes, 60 plus people watching. People give back. You know what, Santi, preach. I appreciate that. Joel C. Great thing about those wafer LED cans is that they will fit where other traditional recess cans lights won't. Yes. Under plumbing or under a floor joist. Joel C. Gold star. Super thumbs up. 1,000%. 1,000%. We actually were forced to start using these in a project that we did because it was balloon framing in the house. And the way that the studs ran in the floor, they weren't tall enough to fit a real IC can. So we had to buy this like special order, super short IC can that only took a certain size light. And I'm like, this story is getting worse and worse. This is a bucket of suck. And so I was just like, I am not doing this. We need to find an alternative. And literally, I spent days looking for an alternative, and I found these products. And I was just like, okay, interesting. And then they looked great. And I was like, we did them. And I was like, that's our new standard. We're not ever using a can again. We are not buying cans anymore. They're expensive. They're a pain in the butt. You need clearances, and the electrical inspectors, they will look. If you're doing a gut rehab, they want clearances on the top of that can, even though there's an LED light going in there that doesn't actually create any heat. Sweet heavens. Yeah. And even the replacement pieces don't, but it's because you can put a bulb in there that they need the clearances. Yep. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. So great point, Joel. Well done. Sorry, quick message. All right. Chester Williams. Yep. Likely national code. Yeah, I believe it is. We have AC with battery backup here in Maryland. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's the code. AC. Yeah. AC with backup battery. I'm pretty sure that's national code. But if you got to do the AC into the existing harness, that's what becomes the problem. So if you can do AC where you can go off of one of the ones that's put into the harness, and that serves as kind of like the mothership, but they connect to Wi-Fi to the other ones, and those are just drop line AC off of an outlet, it is way less expensive to put those in, because then you don't have to be freaking out about placement, cutting holes in walls, sheetrock, and then repainting. Like, it is thousands of dollars difference. It's bad and expensive. Bad and expensive. Apparently, people don't want to talk about lights anymore. Robert Farinelli, when code changes, the COC is going to make every landlord change their detectors. Seems to be something they care about a lot. Yeah, it definitely is. You got to check your city codes to see if they allow for those Wi-Fi connectivities ones. In the 3 towns that I do work in, they all approved them. They all liked them. They all thought they were good product. And I said, listen, at the end of the day, it's better than my trying to get grandfathered in with 2 smokes. It's better. This is a better idea. So this at least gives them protection. And it's a cost reasonable way of addressing the problem. Let's see. Keith Hager. You can get just as much light from a 3-inch pancake light. I bought 24 for $189 on Amazon. Exactly. Guys, check out the video, click the link. When the link brings it to you, it's going to bring you to a product, Sunco. What's really cool about that is that Sunco makes them in all the different sizes. That's why I picked them as a vendor. So while I like these that are the 6-inch replacement, 5,000 lumen, these are dimmable, 14 watt, 100 watts worth of light. These are what I love, and they're dimmable. That's the big thing. So don't think you're getting off light by getting them a little bit cheaper, because they might not be the dimmable ones. Make sure they're dimmable. So when you do that, make sure that they're the dimmables. But Sunco is a phenomenal brand that makes them in all the different sizes. And that's what we standardize on, because guess what? Their harnesses are also the same, light to light. So you can go up and down in sizes. So if you want to go from a smaller light to a bigger light, because it's like, oh, well, that 4-inch just isn't enough light. Let's go to the 6 pancake. You can do that same setup. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, thanks for adding that, Keith. But yeah, if you watch that video, click on the link, it'll take you to a Sunco link. Then just scroll down. It will say things that other people bought. And you can see different quantities, different sizes. You see all the stuff that you need to see. It's actually pretty awesome. Christopher R. I don't like taking time away from my family either. Yep, but we'll be only small portion of it. Totally agree. Totally agree. Yep, it's important to give back. It's important to share. It's important to build a legacy, right? Oh my goodness, that was a lot. I just got a whole load of questions. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. Robert Farinelli. So how is rental assistant working out for you these days? I'm getting very sick and tired of their incompetence. I'm thinking about starting an eviction. Mine is actually really good. I have a good relationship with those guys. Not saying that you don't, but we kind of give them 30 days notice. Hey, this person has to renew there. What really is the problem is that they have to get the tenant to attest to still needing the assistance before they can credit the assistance, before they can actually get the process done. So I'd say we have 17 units with that assistance, and 14 of them have gone pretty well. 3 are, it's not a payment issue. It's a tenant issue. They're just, the tenants are problems. I'm not a fan of the tenants in those 3 cases. It's just like they're on the gimme train. Gimme, bring me, buy me, fetch me, get me. It's like, no. This isn't a hotel. Tamika L. It's actually nice to watch your lives in air. Makes a long flight much more tolerable heading to DC for work. Thank you, Tamika. I appreciate that. That was one of my secrets for being on the road. Because I was on the road for 10 years or so, 100,000 miles a year. I had to, and that was back like over a decade ago when it was rare to find Wi-Fi on planes. So I would just load up stuff onto my laptop and then just watch my laptop or listen to my iPad or on my iPod. That was the only thing Apple that I owned. But I would just listen to the iPod and just go to town. That was the best. That was awesome. It was awesome. I'm really glad that that helps you. I'm super psyched for that. That's awesome. That means a lot to me. Because Tamika is quickly passed from newbie to good and getting to great. I think she's done 4 deals in 16 months. And it's not about just closing the deals, but to have made the number of offers she's needed to make to get to 4 deals and to find 4 that exceed market. Tamika, I'm just saying, that's pretty awesome. Let's see, Tamika, when adding additional bathrooms, how do you ensure no interruption to the current water pressure? So there's a couple ways to do that. You can actually have another tank. You can have a pressure tank installed. If they feel like there's not going to be enough pressure there, you can have a pressure tank installed. And so you can do what's called an inline hot water or an inline water tank. You can do that, but there's a bunch of ways to do that. If you're just adding a toilet and a sink, I wouldn't worry about it. If you're adding another shower, I would at least consider that and just see what the lines are coming into the house, and then kind of plan accordingly from that. That's probably the best advice that I could give you. But they do make pressure tanks, and they make pressure tanks in all sizes. They make them this big, they make them this big, and they make them this big, standing on the floor tall. So I've had some pressure tanks like that. We had a well at one of our properties that had the most amazing water in the world. It was like, I kind of felt like I was drinking Fiji water every time I drank. It was awesome. It was ice cold, but the pump wasn't awesome. And so we had a pressure tank there. And so then we had great pressure in the showers and the toilet and the sink had great pressure. And it was amazing, amazing, amazing water. I still actually kind of miss that water. Water here is, I don't love it. We actually have a huge purification system, and etc. I might have skipped over a bunch of stuff, but I only saw what I saw in the thing. So if I missed you, just ask again. Let's see. And I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. I don't even see who that was. Running aces. While you're on the subject of water heater, what do you think about the ultra efficient ones for your personal home? They're about 4 times the cost of the classic electric water heater. Yeah, that's what I have in my home. And I also have them in 27 rental units. On demand hot water, baby. Yep. On demand. Yep. 27 of my units. Yep. I spend the money. And they're not A-class properties. I spend the money. My tenants don't leave because they're like, on demand hot water. It's always hot. It always makes my house warm really fast because it's a combi boiler. Yep. Use them, and they are 4 times the price, and they are awesome. IBC, IBC, IBC. Yep. They really need to pay me for saying this all the time because it's awesome product. I won't tell them that, but I say it a lot, but it's because it is. I've bought 27 of them. We have spent installing those. We've spent probably about $250,000, maybe $300,000 installing those systems. Look at me, everybody. I have 200 toilets. That was for Chester. So yeah, running aces, great question. Love it. Don't be talking about my margins, Rob. Yeah. The Big Short. The Big Short. Yep. Yep. Ryan Gosling, The Big Short. Yep. Yep. Think you skipped over a bunch of stuff. Matthew Paris. Yes, so I'm seeing them as they come up, but I did make a change in today's questions. And the change that I made was you had to be a subscriber. So if you're a subscriber, I can see them, but I think YouTube doesn't do a very good job. There's something on with the sort. So if I missed you, ask again. Robert Fairley, well, Kevin is the only guy with the kit. Yep. So I guess I'm buying the kit unless he is nice enough to drive to Manchester on a no heat call. Yeah. I don't say that he won't do a no heat call for me here locally, but it's really funny. I think the one time that I had a no heat call, or 2 times I had a no heat call, it was another type of system. And it was like the one time a year that he's in Vermont. We were laughing so hard. He's like, seriously. He goes, so I'm not coming back from Vermont. And I was like, I thought I was your favorite customer. Yeah. He's like, I picked up the phone and I'm in Vermont. I was like, yeah, I guess that's true. Flash of light. I've skipped 2 questions too. I'm sorry. Hit me. I'm sorry, guys. Hit me up. I will make sure that I hit you with that. I don't mind if you get me with multiple questions and make sure I answer it. It's not a problem. Robert Fairley, I called so many plumbers in Nashua, Manchester. They were all no. Yeah, I'm telling you. I think it's because they don't want to learn a new product, because that product is nuts. It's awesome. Change the chat option from top of chat to live chat. Top of chat to live chat. Top chat to live chat. I just don't want to miss anybody. Hold on a second. Top chat. All messages are visible. So what? Such as potential spam. So that's why I had to change it to top chat, was because spam. So if I didn't get you, let me know that I didn't get you and I'll just get you, because I'm trying to keep all the spam out, because Dion's on a cruise instead of being here helping me out with my whatchamacallit. Yeah, with because I help him out with what do they call that? Moderating. Okay. Kip Stevens, SOS Properties. Good morning, sir. I have talked to our property managers I work with to use keyless entry door locks. We have been using for a year now. Great product. Awesome. Yeah, that thing kicks. I love that thing. Jesse Mal, thank you. You're welcome. Happy to help. Robert Fairnelli, Great Bay Plumbing and Heating is the last vendor on the list I need to contact. They are in Newfields. Yeah, that's closer to Manch. It's like halfway between us, but they might. I don't know. I've never done business with them, so I don't know them. Rob, by the way, my margins improved going to MTR instead of LTR. Well, yeah, I would guess they would. Yeah, I would guess they would. Yeah, I'll figure out how to fix the chat, guys. Saying far help, flash of light. Sorry, yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, Keith Hager, do you have limits on how many people can live in a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, etc.? So I don't. Sort of, but not really. The reason I say sort of, but not really is mainly because when we evaluate tenants and they all present their cases, if you will, here's my credit score, here's my rent, here's my blah, blah, blah. When they do all of that, we then have our ability to pick who we want as a tenant. And so we do Section 8. We hold them to the same standard that we hold our commercial tenants to. And so for us, we don't, I guess the right answer is we don't limit. We don't. We have a company that works with us that they put 2 people to a bedroom, and then they rent 4 and 5 bedrooms. So there's 8 and 10 people there. Kind of what we do to make sure that they're not upsetting the neighbors is we take up both sides of the duplex with that company. Number one. Number 2, we make them pay the water and sewer, because those water and sewer bills are, oh my word, they're huge. They can literally be like $300 a month in water and sewer, because it's 10 guys or 10. Yeah, it's 10 guys. So yeah, we don't limit per se. We actually don't limit at all, because we do have those scenarios. So we would consider something like that if somebody would pick up water and sewer or something like that. So density Density overall doesn't really bother us. What we want to make sure is that we're putting like people with like people. What I mean by that is we let people know when they're looking at the place, hey, next door, this is who your neighbors are. When we have a family looking, we say, you know, if they're like in the case we just had, we said, just so you know, next door is a bunch of college seniors, FYI. And they're like, oh. I said, you're still welcome to place. You can still go through the application process, whole nine. I just wanted to make sure you're aware, because if you call me and say it's 9 o'clock, my daughter's in bed, nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. And so they were grateful that we shared that information with them. So we never do anything to block people, but we want to be honest and we just share. We just share the honest truth with folks. So that's what we do in our cases. Sam Farho, do you limit number of pets? Yes. Each pet that comes in is additional dollars on pet fee. So we do a pet fee. It's usually $50 a month. And it's just put into their rent. And so, yeah, if you want 6 pets, sure, we'll do that. It's $300 a month. You still want to do it? And some people are okay with that. What material do you prefer for shower, bath, and a tenant unit? I'd want it to look modern, but some sort of wall material or very expensive, very cheap, like acrylic. I would not. So the acrylic works. The acrylic is nice. I mean, it stands the test of time, right? But there's nothing sexy or good looking about it. So for me, I usually will do Schluter. Yeah, Schluter and Wonderboard. Install that, waterproof with that, and then tile. And I have a fixed price from a tile guy where he's $1,500 to do a shower, whether it's a tub and up to the ceiling, or whether it's just a shower and a pan, and then those walls. So yeah, I think it's 15 or $1,600, something like that. And that's just labor. So yeah, some cases, you know, when we remodel, we usually do that in the shower. Yep. So I agree with you. I think that's right. What kitchen faucet do you use for tenants? What kitchen faucet do you use for your primary residence? I didn't pick the ones in my primary residence and I hate them. I like Delta as a brand, but I don't like this particular model. I'm doing a video on them. That way you guys can see kind of brand wise what we use and then model wise what we use. Because there is a rhyme and reason to what we use. I was hearing chaos out there. I wasn't sure what it was. Do I have experience with an 80-pound dog? What is that supposed to mean? Like dating? I'm teasing. 80-pound dog? No. Nope. We wouldn't. That's not true. We had someone who had a Great Dane and we told them they had to leave. We're just like, no, it's a 1-bedroom apartment and you're on the 2nd floor and you leave for work for the day and that dog is obnoxious and it takes dumps that are the size of small children and you don't pick them up. So bye-bye. Now, if the dog never barked, if he never jumped around like it was a giraffe upstairs, and if the guy picked up, it probably would have been fine. But none of those things happened. So 80-pound dog is big. It's big. It's getting hot in here. It's 91 degrees outside. Holy cow. Julie Anderson, sorry, Matt, I lost cell service. Of course I'm subscribed. Thank God, Julie. I'm driving, so I can't answer for the next half hour. I'm making an offer. It's perfect. God, I love it. Making an offer. It's perfect. I dig it. Robert Fernley, speaking about the stupid of Manch, all new apartment building needs new parking requirements. Yeah, rip affordable housing from the same people who are ranting about the greedy landlords raising rent. Yeah. So what are they doing? Like 2 spaces? Oh yeah, there it is. 2 spaces. Yeah, 2 spaces per unit. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that. You can, I think here you can get a variance for one. I think they more scale it on the bedrooms, like one to like one is one. I think two might be one required. So yeah, there's some variation of that city to city for sure. Yep. Yep. Robert Farron, yeah, Christopher R. So you're saying you can IBC on a boiler heat system, and would the IBC for each room or your big IBC? So no, one IBC is then piped that it does all of your baseboard heating. It does all of your hot water for your sink, your dishwasher, your washing machine, any hot water source that you need, or any hot water source that you need. An IBC, they do what's called a on-demand hot water heater, but they also do what's called a boiler. They do a boiler, and then they stick the two together and they call them a combi boiler. Combi boiler is exactly like it sounds, which is it is a combination of the on-demand hot water as well as the FHA heat. Legacy up. I bought a Whirlpool refrigerator for one of my rentals in the Midwest. Let's see. Give me a second here. Let me scroll down. In the Midwest, because of your opinions on good and bad ones, I do get the extra warranty, especially that lighting will fry your appliances. Oh, lightning will fry your appliances. Yeah. Bought a Whirlpool refrigerator on one of my rentals in the Midwest because of your opinions on the good and bad ones. How's it going? Any complaints, keeping temp, like no immediate issues? Like usually I found if I have an issue, it's going to be soon in the beginning. And then it's like, I'm chasing it. And then it's like, nope. No. Return. I want a new one. I don't want a lemon. Oh, I just had a really good buddy of mine. They custom ordered a BMW. He's a BMW guy. Always had BMWs, worked in BMW dealerships, the whole nine. And he custom ordered this. He was trading in his old one, lots of equity in it, was custom ordering one, custom ordered it. He took delivery of it, didn't drive right that day, brought it back to the dealership. It's been there for 4 days short of 2 months. And I'm like, dude, that car's never going to be right. He's like, I know. Rich Boudreaux. Hey, Rich. Greetings to all. Good to have you here, my man. Chester Williams, here's a random one. All right. What kind of grout would you use for a bathroom tile? Any that are anti-mold, anti-mildew? Nope. But use a I think it's I have to look at it. I think it's an unsanded granite, but you can use a sealer on it. And the key is, and this, just read the instructions on the thing. But if you look at the sealer, you'll find it right next to the grout in any of the big box stores. Use the sealer. Make sure that you let the grout cure. Don't wash it with water. Make sure the grout cures. Then you wash it with all the sealer. Follow the instructions on the bottle. I can't remember if it's cure or not now, but follow the instructions in the bottle, and that will make it not bulletproof, but pretty dang good. The only place that you'll likely have, like, because at that point you'll be able to just like scrub it with a sponge. The only place you'll have issues with at that point is usually going to be where you did caulking down around the base. That's usually the only place. And even then, like, I've put sealer on that. I can't remember if that worked or not, but yeah, that's the main thing. Yep, that's the main thing right there. Yeah, so sealing. Yep. Matthew Paris went to an open house this weekend. The agent was preaching how great 5-year arms are. Dear God. Is there any more need for confirmation about how 95% of agents are complete morons? That was one of the things I loved about my conversation with Beth Traverso last night that we recorded and we're going to put up. I'll put up in the next couple of days. Beth is in the industry for 20 plus years. She rehabs. Her husband's a contractor. Like she knows her stuff cold. And I told her, I said, one of the funniest experiences I had was I was newer in the business. And I walked in and we started touring the place. My agent was late. She still started showing, or not Beth, somebody else started showing me the place. And we're walking through and she's like, yeah, one pipe, the steam heating, like one of the most efficient you can get. Like it's literally like the least efficient that you can get. It's garbage. It's like if you're lucky and the system's brand new, it's an 80% AFUE. Like, oh. So yeah, like ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, 5-year arms are where it's at. I mean, at that point, that's basically commercial debt, right? Because our rates, so there's gap debt, but there's also like for the most part, most commercial debt is 3, 5, 7, or 10 year. 10 years pretty expensive. Price premium. So most people go with 5. But yeah, people are ridiculous. That's absurd. Damn it, Tion. I agree, Paris. Totally agree. Tion, another vacation. I actually was teasing him because he spent 2 months in Cape Coral. And so he's like, yeah, I'm going on vacation to Alaska on a cruise. And I wrote him back. I go, yeah, those 4 weeks back in the office must have been brutal. Make sure you make time for that next 2-week vacation. He's been on vacation 10 weeks. He's worked 4. I wonder how long he'll come back for. He's so going to retire before me. Let's see. Chester Williams, for fridges, is GE your top choice? No, it's not my top choice. Kind of for me, those 4 are kind of interchangeable. And so for me, it's what fits like the other appliances there, like finish wise, and what's my price. Because I don't care, like a Frigidaire gallery, like I'll buy stuff off the crash and dent area at Lowe's. I'll buy stuff off the crash and dent at Home Depot, the misordered stuff. There was a fridge that came in that was like $3,800 and they had it marked down to $1,600. It was like a Frigidaire gallery elite or something crazy, or yeah, it was some crazy thing like that, like the super, super high end. I was like, that's a brand that I trust. It could only be better. They make it. Yeah, sure. I'll take that. Like, what was that $1,900 or $1,800? What was that going to get me? It was going to, I was still going to be $500 short of like a fridge that was 3 fridges worse. So yeah, I don't think that GE is necessarily my top, but I haven't had any problems with those 4 brands, is what I would tell you. Down the road of appliances, talking with one of my construction buddies this week, doing a building that I think is 50 units or 60 units. It's 50 or 60 units. He went in and he's like, yeah, what's going on? And they're like, we're changing the stoves out. He's like, what do you mean? He goes, upon testing, 30 of them failed. 30 of them failed. Amana was the brand. 30 of them failed. Again, I can't tell you if it's a good or a bad system. I'm just telling you exactly what they said. That's it. That's my real estate agent. She's moving herself today. I was like, see how stressful it can be? Be nicer to our potential tenants, please. She's great. She's great. She got a bunch of units rented and then she had kind of like a lull for a couple of weeks. And now we have like 6 more coming and she's going to get blasted. It's going to be like drinking from a fire hose. Tamika L, tell us how you really feel about warranties and lows. I hate warranties. They just I've never seen anybody stand up behind them. And Lowe's, yeah, just complete and total hot garbage when it comes to standing behind their product or the product that they sell. I was great seeing all the participation on Mike's live yesterday. The three of you are awesome together and individually. Thanks so much for saying that. Yeah, I love spending time with those guys. Yeah, like we'd have to pick different ratings if we record the stuff that we say to each other, like in between videos. So the clean funny stuff makes it, but the dirty funny stuff doesn't. And when I say dirty, it's like cursing. So it's just, we want to make sure that I know that I listen to this stuff in front of my kids. So I always appreciate it when Dion and Mike don't curse. Just because I like my kids watch it. And Samuel's at the age now where he likes to repeat words. He's kind of funny. He's got a cool trick that I taught him a couple weeks ago. It's awesome. Let's see. Anna K, my PM company recommends a few used appliance stores. What do you think about getting used ones? I'm split. If you couldn't tell by my pondering, I'm split. Yeah, I don't know. The reason that I don't know is that there was a time when I was first getting into landlording where I bought used appliances. I couldn't afford brand new. And so I bought used ones, but I would comb through Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. In fact, Facebook Marketplace, not really. I don't think that was even a thing. It was really Craigslist. So I would comb through Craigslist a lot. And I could find them, and you could find them that were 2 and 3 years old, and they were still half price. And so that I would do. Something that's 6 or 7 years old, no, probably not. So I did do used appliances. Now I only do new appliances. And because we're more kind of brand specific now. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if you really have to do it that way, you can. The problem is, think about it this way, is depending on how much you're saving, a typical appliance maintenance call is $150 or $175. If that thing gets one phone call, or worse yet, needs a $200 part, you're behind. So just do it with caution. I did it, got lucky most of the time. That's more of a luck thing, just based on decision criteria of, hey, if it's 2 or 3 years old and I can buy it for less than half price, okay. If it's 7 years old and I can buy it for 20% the price, like it's likely going to become my problem. And they're likely upgrading for a reason, right? There it is. I was looking for my other bottle of water. It was clear, couldn't see it. I want Sammy to come in real quick and show you what let me see if I can get Ashley. Let's see. Cashflow Jenny Ramirez. What's a good software I can use to help with managing properties and tenants? Currently, I have a PM, but I'm looking to transition. Once I quit my W-2 in 2024, I'll need something to do. I don't know if it's the right fit for you guys. We evaluated a lot of them. For us, it was Door Loop. More expensive, $200 a month. But man, the functionality. Ooh, guys. Oh, the functionality. Setting up vendors, auto pay, all of that cool stuff. But from a rental perspective, I can set up a unit. I can set up an application specific to that unit. And then I have that link that I literally just give to my broker. And when she posts the ad, apply here. And then we see all the applications coming in. It makes it super easy on her, makes it super easy on me. Ashley and I just sit down at night. We look at the applications and the groups of applications. You can list other people that you're applying with, so it groups them together. Somebody goes into the portal, like everybody has a portal access. They log into the portal. They can put what the problem is. If it's an emergency, we always say, hey, fire, flood, blood, call us. That's from Dion, fire, flood, blood. We always used to say, fire or ice, fire or ice. We always used to say, hey, fire or ice, please let us know. But yeah, fire, flood, or blood is perfect. So that all credit to Dion on that one. But that's what we did. That was Ashley. This is Lumberjack. So yeah, door loop. I love it. I really, really love it. The ability to set that link, the ability to do the portal, the ability for people to do stuff online. And then when I have a vendor in there that does that work, I can literally just select the vendor. It sends them a link with pictures saying, this is what the problem is. Like cash flow. Tell me how money that is. Yes, that was a pun. Keith Hager, 2 per bedroom sounds feasible. Thanks, Matt. Yeah. The thing you want to watch out for, Keith, is look at what your city says. And I lean on that. The company, they pay a lot of extra to get that arrangement because I'm like, it's 2x the wear and tear. It's 2x the water bill, 2x the sewer bill. He's like, well, I'll take water and sewer. Cool. 2x the wear and tear. I'll pay you a little bit of a premium. Cool. Dude, we're good. We're good. And that really works well for me. Legacy up. I lost the front panel controls on the Samsung washer from lightning. Yep. Extra warranty with Lowe's. They sent repairman out. That panel was $500 that I didn't pay. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's really good. No, not Wonderboard. Hardy is way. Oh, so yes, Hardy backer, not Wonderboard. Hardy backer board. Yep. Yep. Hardy backer board. Yep. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate the correction. See how long I've been doing this? Wonderboard's what used to be. Hardy backer is what now is. And wear gloves when you're carrying that stuff because they will stink. And it's sharp. It's just a piece of board, but it's sharp. I've dragged my hand across that and split my hand. Yes. Anna K. One used store gave me a 6-month warranty for a fridge. Okay. Hold on one second. I think I have a visitor. Hey, Bob. Sammy, you want to come in and say hey? Are you having a good day?
Yeah.
What?
So mommy said when we don't touch anything, this is cat flow. I'm gonna go watch Encanto.
Okay, you want to go watch Encanto?
Yeah.
All right, can you do something for me real quick?
Yeah.
I want you to get in front of the camera so everyone can see you real quick. Hop over here.
So the guys can see me?
Yeah, so everybody can see you. Yeah, we want people to be able to see you. You're the cutest thing I ever made. I know, best project ever. And so we talked about yard sales. And so what we talked about yard sales was the most important rule of the yard sale, which is
we don't touch anything.
That's right. Okay. And we buy rental properties because it does what? It gives us
cash flow.
That's right. So that's why we buy rental properties. All right. I'm done using you as a prop. You can go back and watch Encanto and we'll then go swimming in the pool in a little bit.
Yep.
Awesome. I love you. You're the best. Thanks, pal. Love you. Oh, cracks me up. Yeah. It's the best. Yeah. He told my broker that yesterday. He literally looks at my broker when we're looking at a house and he goes, Jay, cash flow. I lost it. So did my broker. It was awesome. Sorry. That was just, I'm a 5-year-old. Oh, anyway. Let's see. Let me jump back in here. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Wow, I fell behind. Holy Toledo, you guys are awesome. Anna K, one used place, 6-month warranty for a fridge for 1 unit last time. Yep. Another used store sold me a washer with 1 year warranty and delivery and disposal, all for $180. Yeah, yeah, I think you're, if they're that good and they're willing to, I can't imagine there's a whole lot of margin in that. But yeah, if they're willing to do that, I don't think those are good numbers. Those are good numbers. Jeremy Kirkwood. Hey, Matt, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Oh, that's even better. Sorry, I just got a really good message from my broker. There's a deal we're working, trying to find it, trying to make the magic happen. Okay. Jeremy Kirkwood. In your opinion, is there any benefit to commercial plumbing fixtures like Simmons looking at redoing 6 showers and looking for good mixing valves? Any advice would be great. Yeah, so Simmons is good. Simmons is good. Delta is good. Kohler is good. Yep. Simmons, Delta, Kohler. What I don't love about Simmons is the actual fixtures. I think their style kind of sucks. I think a lot of their stuff is ugly. And a lot of their stuff, if I remember correctly, Jeremy, when I last looked at Simmons consistently, I think a lot of their stuff is chrome. Matthew Paris and Hardy, you can get with waterproofing on it already. Yeah. Those are the orange ones, right? Those are recent in the last few years. Yeah. Cause but then you still have to do that. And then there's still something you use on the seams. But yes, Sam Farho, would it be possibly to have hot water smell like sulfur and make clothes smell like that, but not the cold water? Yep. Yeah. It's an anode rod. And so you have to have that replaced, and then you flush your hot water tank. Literally just hook up a hose to it, empty it out, and refill it. And with that new anode rod, you're good. If you want to do that. Heard this from the neighbor. Yeah, so it's off the hot water system. Yeah, anode rod. That's what you need. Sam, change the anode. Thank you, Matthew Paris. Change the anode rod in your water heater. Yep, the sulfur smells from the anode rod corrosion in your tank. Yes, that is why the strong sulfur smell comes from the hot side. Yes, all those things are correct. And then, like I said, when you replace that anode rod, just drain your system down to nothing. Make sure it's disconnected. Make sure if it's an electric hot water heater that's off, all those other safety things. Sell a finance deal on this crazy house. Let's see. Keith Hager, what temperature do you put the renter's water heater 40 gallons at? I keep mine at 120 degrees. Makes the tanks last longer and utility bills smaller for the tenants. I think like right around there. Might be 120, might be 118. It's right around there. Yeah, give or take a few degrees. Yep. I think anything, so I forget what the anti-scald number is. Is that 140? I forget what anti-scald is. What is anti-scalding? I know where it is. Oh, wait, here it is. Anti-scald device set to. So you can adjust them 70 Fahrenheit. I don't know, do you want to use 70 degree water and 145. So those are usually the settings. But yeah, I think we're right around there. LV, teach me. My brother is going through same situation with his new car. I wouldn't even want these cars anymore. Lemon law. Yeah, I totally agree with you, LV, teach me. That's totally where I'm at with these, with my buddy. I'm just like, dude, you gotta. And so they're pushing really hard with BMW. They've flown people in from all over the country to look at this thing. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's their experience so far. Matthew Paris, also install high temp mixer valves on the tanks. That helps. Yeah, that does. That's usually not a DIY though. You can, but it's usually not. It's usually not a DIY. Jeremy Kirkwood, I had a BMW 535 Xi about 5 years ago, 30,000 miles. The head gasket blew twice. Oh, the only time I bought an extended warranty, traded it for a Camry, LOL. So I am a huge fan of the Pontiac 3800 engine platform. And so I drive cars with that platform. And the funny thing is they stopped making those cars probably about 10 or 12 years ago. So I just find low mileage 3800 or 3800 motor with that transmission. Pontiac Grand Prix is what I drive right now, 4-door. And it is 104,000 miles and most reliable car. I mean, that 3800 platform from GM is one of the most reliable you'll ever find. Sam Farho, have you rented to a pastor before? Yes. Yep. I rented to a bunch of them. Yep. Matthew Paris, no, but I have rented to teachers. Yeah, I've rented to teachers as well. Yep. In my experience, the pastor was easier. Pastors were easier. Yep. LV teach me. I'm not comfortable with doing an arm. Reason, life always happens. LV teach me. Better words have never been spoken. That's exactly right. Oh, but you can refi it. No, you. How do you know? Where's your crystal ball? Show me how you know I can refi. Tell you what, guarantee that I can refi at a lower rate within the next 5 years. Guarantee it, and we have a deal. Yeah, that guarantee will never be written. Flash of light. Lemon law lawyers are required to be paid by manufacturers, at least in California, assuming the car is new. Throw that case at a lemon lawyer and let them handle it from there. Yeah, so that's literally the next step. Yeah, they tried to work with them because they've done a lot of business with that dealership. I'm surprised the dealership has dragged their feet as much as they have. But yeah, that's their next step. So I'm interested to hear. I get the update this week. I'm interested to hear how it goes. LV teach me. Give me a fixed interest rate. Yeah, preferably term as long as I can get. Yep, most contracts allow you to repay the loan early without penalties. Yes, yes, and yes. On the commercial side and on non-QM, it's a 5-4-3-2-1. So that's something to be aware of in non-QM, and that gets sticky. That gets sticky. 5-4-3-2-1. If we go into something deflationary like Dion believes, and that doesn't happen this year as he believed it would, but it happens next year, that would suck because you would be stuck in that loan at 7 or 8%, and you can't refi out without if it's not even a year old, you can't refi out without a 4% penalty. 5 or 4, depending on how long. Yeah. Let's see. LV teach me. Flash of light. Right on. I agree. Jeremy, whoa, Amana is garbage. Yep, they make the cheapest stove. Yep, every place I've purchased has one. Only the gas ones ever work. Yeah, so Amana got bought by Maytag, but they kept it as their discount line. So there's not a lot of shared components between the two. But yeah, Amana is junk. From what I've seen, personal experience. Don't know if you have the same experience, but that has happened to me. Yosef, sup, buddy? Sup? I'm hoping to buy a house. I wanted to because houses has been high for a while now. Sounds good. Anna K. As to the number of persons per room in Washington, the limit was set by either municipality or state rental law. Yeah, so the rule, I believe, is 2 people per bedroom plus 1 person. So as an example, a 5-bedroom, you can actually technically do 10 people plus 1, 11. My area does not have that. My area, in fact, the town next to me has a rule that says no more than 3 people unrelated can live in a house, period. So 4 roommates, nope, can't do it. That's how crazy that law is. And if they find out that you did that, they can evict you in 7 days. 7. Yep. I'd like to thank that town for their limited understanding of common sense and life, because they have made me very, very happy and wealthy, because I bought in all the towns surrounding them. And I do that exactly. I rent out to 4 and 5 people unrelated all the time. It's majority of my tenants. So thank you. You will get a Christmas card. Yosef, yes. How did you get into being owner to make money? Did you start with nothing and get loans? Yes. Yep. Ninth grade dropout, started with nothing. Yes, sir. Yosef, I've been married for 7 years, renting apartments. That's why, how, and with the money you got, started being a landlord. Yep. Yep. I saved up money and I bought my first house, and it was a house hack. I bought my first, it was a condo. I bought it. I couldn't afford the note on my own. I had a friend that wanted to live with me. I wrote up a lease, or had a lease written up. He signed the lease and he was covering like 45% of my mortgage, but I own the place, so 55%. But it was my place, and that's what we did. And it was awesome. And we did that for like 2 years, a little over 2 years. And then I sold that. And then I bought another place and was fixing it up, and I was going to do the same thing there. And then, yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, that's exactly what I did. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, you got it. Yosef, we live in the state of Pennsylvania, but thinking about moving to a better state. There's lots of parts of Pennsylvania that are actually really good. They're really good landlord areas. So yeah, I think Pennsylvania has a lot going for it in some of the areas. One of them is affordability in some areas. So I found you through Uneducated Economists. Awesome, Yosef. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate you. Simon's the man. We're gonna do another video coming up in the next few weeks. We just haven't picked a time yet. We've been kind of back and forth at each other through the dark. Golly, I got so far behind it. I'm trying. All right, here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. LV teach me section 8. Oh, sorry. Need to go up further. LV teach me. When children are sharing bedrooms, I think a certain age must be the same, must be same sex. It's also if they are related. So if it's like one's from the dad and one's from the mom, that then shifts the rules too. So yeah, I always just would say, check with the municipality, make sure you understand what that rule is, and then roll from there. Jeremy Kirkwood, cute kid. Thank you. Jeremy, you have a bunch of kids. You have a bunch of cute kids. Yeah, he's the old one. He's the oldest one. He's 4. Paula M. Silva, OMG, so cute. Yes, thank you. Karen Muller, Samuel is so cute. Look at those curls and so smart. A great prop. Yeah, he's the best. Yeah, that's what my hair looked like. So my hair looked like that when I was a kid, and now it just is just, yeah. It is what it is. I wear a hat out of respect for Dion. That's such a joke. I'm so teasing. I love Dion. He's the best. Russell Schultz, smart young man. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's a sometimes or most of the time a good listener. Ryan Allen, so cute. Thank you. LOL, love it. They grow up so quickly, so enjoy it. Yes, that's actually one of the main reasons for retiring. Is I've actually been very blessed with the great pandemic, and then Eliana being sick. I have gotten to spend a ton of time with my kids, which has been horrible for the reason that I was able to do it, but amazing that I was able to do it. So we are just immensely blessed. Yeah. I love my kids and we have so much fun. Chester Williams, that is classic. To know about cash flow at 5, he's set for life. So he's actually 4. Yeah, he's actually 4. And my daughter does it, but doesn't understand it. He does it and understands it. So yeah, he's yeah, I want my kids to be happy and I want them to do what they're really good at. They're going to do every job in the company. They will do every job in our company. Period. End of story. They will do every job in our company. And then we'll see where they excel, where they can get encouragement and where they need to work on things, but also where they can really slot themselves. They don't have to work for me. either after high school or in college or they don't have to do any of that. But they will be working as teenagers like I was. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Robert Finale, would you keep baseboard instead of replacing it with panel radiators? In my case, I keep the hot water radiators that were already there. Yeah, I keep those a lot. Yep. I keep those a lot. Yeah, I keep, I don't, if I can keep them, I do. Sometimes you replace them because I'll replace them with the 40% higher output hot water baseboards, which are amazing. But I'll use those. And then when you use those in conjunction with the heating system, they basically just have bigger fins and bigger pipe that goes through the fins. Awesome conductive heat. Just fun. Yeah, it's awesome. They're really, really good. Matthew Paris, what's up, stud? That was for Sam. I know. I hope. Chester Williams, it's all in what you know. Yeah. Sometimes who you know too. Robert Finley, also good yard sale rule. Don't give away to the seller what you are in love with. Yeah. Oh yeah. That you're in love with that item. No. Yeah. So it's really funny. So Samuel will walk in the yard sale. He knows not to touch anything. And look, he goes, Dad, we already have one of those. We don't need that. It's like, it's exactly, we don't need that. It's exactly right. But we crush at yard sales. We tried to film it because I'd gotten some feedback from you guys that you wanted to see us film it. That was not possible. Not with 3 kids. That didn't work. It didn't work. It got in the way of our land and expand model in yard sales. We crushed yesterday. We did really well. We like board games with our kids because we don't want everything to be electronic. So we like board games with our kids. So we do board games with our kids pretty often. And so we find board games for 50 cents or $1. And yeah, worth its weight in gold. So we love that stuff. Yeah. LV teach me. My appliance man said, do not buy Samsung or LG. Yep, junk appliances. And if they are already in the property at purchase, use them until it needs repair, then replace. Do not repair junk. Yeah, that's not wrong. I've been doing that for years. I couldn't agree with you more. Yep. And same with Electrolux. We did the same thing with our Electrolux. It broke. They came, they're like, yep, that's a $900 part. I was like, hard pass. Nope. I bought the new GE one for $1,400 and it hasn't hiccuped on me. That Electrolux was 3 years old. It was 3 years old. Yeah, it was. That should not have died like that. That's kind of garbage. Yeah, that's kind of garbage. Keith Hager, one problem with buying used appliances is if that is infested with roaches and vermin, you welcome them into tenants' homes. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess you could pop a panel and see if it ever had that stuff in it, but that's not wrong. If you have a cockroach or have a nest or have anything like that, like that's how cockroaches become a real problem. In 22 years of doing this, I only had that problem once. And it was specific to a specific tenant that brought them in. And that specific tenant is no longer with us. Yeah. Ready on. What do you think of the Keene small multifamily market? So ready on. So I haven't done any research there, but it's kind of my model. Honestly, it's kind of my model. I did all stuff around UNH, University of New Hampshire. So I did all stuff around UNH. I didn't really do anything around, hold on one second. Kitty. Sorry, that's my agent, guys. So I like Keene. I have not done the research on it because it's too far away from me. It's about 2 hours away. That's too far. I don't want to build another team over there. So I'm just going to keep on expanding where I am. But the general parameters of what Keene is, I really like. Yeah, I really like it. Like close to the Massachusetts border. There's other schools in Mass that are close by to that. Keene has a university there. They really kind of own the town. They're usually, I think that they're a more understanding town from what I know. But yeah, Keene would be something for me. If I were looking to start and I were in New Hampshire, Keene would be a market. Excuse me. Keene would be a market that I would evaluate. I'd evaluate Keene for 90 days and see if it see if it fits. There was one deal there that I saw. I don't know why it came across my desk. I want to say it was like an 11 unit. It's like an 11 unit for under $1 million. Like, I mean, if those are, 2-bedroom units, like I can't imagine you wouldn't crush with those numbers. UNH's, so I don't know what Keen's on campus numbers are, but that was how I started my model, was UNH's on campus numbers. And I would sell against living on campus, and I would show them, here's all the benefits. And I crushed with that strategy. That strategy made me millions of dollars. Yeah, that strategy was awesome. Yeah, so I would look at it for 90 days for sure. Yep, Robert Fanelli. Anode rods make tanks last a lot longer, well worth it every 2 years. Yep, agreed. Maration Ninehauser, what do you use to restore shower glass? The plastic glass or the glass? That's the question. LV Teach Me. Keith Hager, hate roaches. Yeah. Oh yeah, gross. They're brutal and they're tough to get rid of too. Well, for me, that time was, we had to heat up the whole entire building to like 1 billion degrees. That was a few $1,000. Hated that. Chester Williams. That's only the first third of the quote. The full quote is, it's all in what you learn, how soon you learn it, and how soon you put what you know into action. Agreed. Yes. Jeremy Kirkwood. You are right. Simmons has some weird old school designs and they are almost always chrome. Thanks for the advice. I'll look into Kohler a bit more. Yeah, I really like the Kohler stuff. I really do. Yeah. And Delta too. But style wise, Kohler. And again, I don't think I've ever put a Kohler fixture in that I've replaced. Like, they're expensive, but I don't think I've ever put a Kohler fixture in that I've replaced. Yosef, would you ever do a class on how you got into and why and who got you into it and how easy it is? Not easy, definitely not easy. But yeah, we talk about, so a lot of the videos that I share kind of take you through that journey. And then there's playlists that you can look at, and the different playlists kind of highlight the different areas. I would recommend watching my flip videos first. Or my rehab videos first. I would recommend watching those first just to see if that's something that you like, something that you're into. If that appeals to you at all. And then there's a bunch of other stuff out there kind of playlist wise. So nothing specific that I've set up a class. I kind of set up this on Sundays to kind of answer people's questions essentially to that end. LV Teach Me. Jeremy Kirkwood. The problem with BMW is that it's now made in America. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to that. I'm not sure. Cashflow Johnny, also Avail software. Yeah. So what's really interesting is Avail. I've looked at their stuff. It sounds like a good story. The owner, the owner wasn't a developer, but taught himself to write code and then developed the code. Door loop is not built that way. So yeah, you can look at Avail. I looked at them. I didn't fully evaluate them. I forget why we didn't. I think it was their tack on model of the features that they tack on and the expense of them. I think. I'm not positive. I think. But yeah, for us, because we expect to grow, but even if it's a couple bucks a property or $1.75 a property a month. So one property for an entire month in door loop or for an entire year in door loop costs us $20 to have all of that connectivity, everything in one place, financial reporting, press a button, financial report, services, tenant portals, all of like rentability, all of that stuff. That's the way I looked at it, which was it's basically going to cost me about $20 a property, and I can go all the way up to 200 properties, and then it's going to be $12 a property. So as I grow, it gets less expensive, not more expensive. It only gets more expensive once you get over 200. So that's what I really liked about it. And their onboarding process was awesome. Like, they did almost all the work. We basically filled out a few files and then they did almost all the work getting us up and going. My wife spent maybe a couple of hours, and think about 117 units getting loaded into a system that should have taken weeks or days. and they helped, and it took a few hours. It was awesome. Yeah. I'm a fit 341,800 miles on my 97 4Runner. Those things go forever. The only thing I'll say is that I had a lot of difficulty pulling my trailer with with my friend's 4Runner. But yeah, it does purr like a kitten. It's a great product. Karen Molnar, have to sign off. Thanks again for all your info. You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks, you too. Sammy Farho, don't touch anything. That is the rule. Cashflow Johnny Ramirez, awesome. I'm also a ninth grade dropout. Bro, awesome. Congratulations. We made it. You're well on your way. That's why you've got the hustle, bro. Yeah. Yeah. I saw the posting. You're in my feed. I see all the posting. Go after it. Get that digital business card already. Awesome. I'm telling you, crush. Jeremy Kirkwood, we have 54321 at 5.8%, 30-year non-QM. Yep. Ended up buying with 100K of equity after light rehab. I am only happy when rates are above 6. We are stuck in it, but we knew that was the plan. Yep. Yep. Yeah, for sure. Anna K, your boy is growing up. Oh my, you are a number one daddy. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I love my son. I love my kids. I can't, they crack me up. They do. They so do. Yeah. Keith Hager, to restore glass, use CLR. Yep. So what Keith said there, Marisha, CLR is awesome. It's really, really good. I heard, I don't know this, but I would try CLR. If CLR doesn't work, I have also heard, again, heard, not done, those light kits. Again, that might be for like those plastic doors that like look like fogged or whatever the type of glass is. I've used those. I've not used those. I've heard of those being used, those light kits where you just kind of like sand it, buff it because lights get too dingy and then you can't pass car inspection. So I've heard of that stuff being used that way. I don't know it. So I would YouTube the heck out of it. Make sure you find somebody that did it. Definitely do that first. But I've heard that, but that's just something I've heard. It's not something I've done. LV Teach Me, Kohler is the best plumbing products. I think so. Yeah, I've really had a lot of good success with the mixing valves, shower setups. Yeah. Yep. And style too. I like glass headlamps. Please retell the story of fixing sewage line by hiring out work. Also, do I have recourse towards previous owner for existing damage? Owned for 2 weeks, and this has to be an existing issue. Duplex in Connecticut. All right. So, all right. Do you really want to know what to do? I will tell you what to do, but it's going to be work. But it will likely help you. Tell me if you really want to know. I will give you a stay pat answer, but I'll give you the real answer if you really want to know. Glass headlamps. LV Teach Me. Both has done well as dropouts. My mama wasn't going for that. LOL. Yeah, right. I know. Oh, trust me. My parents were not thrilled. Yeah. Yeah. You're never getting a license. You're going to stay in your room. Yeah. All the things were threatened. Yes. Yep. Yep. Funny story about that was I actually was told I had to go do testing. And so I went and I did the testing and I passed the state exit exam for high school. Now it didn't matter. I wasn't going back to school either way. And I didn't get a diploma. Yeah. Yeah. So I tested out. It is what it is. Life worked out well. I do need to know, may not want to hear it, but I think I do. Okay, Glass, here you go. I'm just going to skip ahead because you had the question up there. I'll get to your other questions, the other ones that were put in there, I promise. Here's what you need to do. All of the places that are local to you that do that kind of work, you need to call all of them. And you need to ask them, hey, so I'm not sure if you were the one that did work here before, but I want to know, but if you did, I just need a copy of that report so I know what I'm working with. That's the first thing that you do. That might be 6, 8, or 10 phone calls, but that's the first thing that you do. The second thing you do is if you then have that report, you then cross-reference that to the seller's condition report. In my state, it's called a multifamily rider. I don't know what it's called in Connecticut. In my state, it's called a multifamily rider. They actually have to disclose on there if there was any previously known condition, and if they had it repaired, then it was a previously known condition that they didn't report. Then you have pretty straightforward recourse. You still have to sue them, but you have pretty straightforward recourse. That's step 2. Step 3 is if you can't find a company that actually did or took care of it, then I would scope the pipe now. So if you look at my inspection series, I talk about never, ever, 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 ever buy a house without scoping that sewage line, because that, especially in New England, my man, I don't know if you're a man, my friend, especially in New England, it's clay or something called Burmacoat. Burmacoat is paper that is wrapped, that basically is rolled, that has tar around it. And they thought that that would last forever. And it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So that's at 1 hour or 2 hours and 40 minutes of this video, 2 hours and 40 minutes of this video. If you want to rewatch it and take down everything that I just said, 2 hours and 40 minutes of this video, that's the information that you're going to want. Those are the 3 things that I would do. And that's what's going to help you out the most. That's what I would do. You're going to need to get it. You're going to need to get it, the camera done and looked at, because you need to understand exactly where the extent of the damage is. Because if it's out in the street, you might be lucky enough that the city actually owns that problem and that you don't. Hopefully that helps you. Yeah, hopefully that helps you. Let me know if that helped you, and I'll continue and then ask questions about what I just dropped some knowledge on. Joseph, do you have videos, how you got into this and how you started the business and what kind of work you did? Yep. Yeah. All of that stuff. Yeah. There's a lot. There's not a ton. Like, I don't have 7,000 videos on my channel, but I probably have a couple hundred, but it's the ones that usually it's like just me. Those are the ones that are kind of a little bit different. That plumbing info was great. Thanks. You're welcome, Rich. Robert Farinelli, don't yard sell as much anymore. Much tougher out there with everyone looking for video games. Yep, was much easier than 10. Yeah, sure, for sure. Totally agree with you there. Yeah, we don't really. So yesterday we found, the big thing that we found yesterday was all the really expensive Nerf guns that are like 60, 70, 80, 90 bucks now. Holy Lord. When did a Nerf gun, how is that more than like 25 bucks? Well, I found out. So I bought some yesterday. They were the nice, super high powered ones for 10 bucks. Sammy and I played yesterday. It was hilarious. He couldn't, after like a minute and a half, he couldn't stop laughing so hard. It was great. I love that kid. He's the best. Ryan Allen, how's your project going? You're adding a floor on too. It's dead in the water. I'm waiting for approval of plans. Oh my word, that's ridiculous. It's taking forever. It's like adding an ADU, but not that bad. Robert Farinelli, looking at Craigslist where I see 2 people offloading collections that might be distressed assets. How low will they go? They can. I mean, certainly for all sorts of collections. Like, I mean, I was buying like baseball card collections for a long time. I'm a big sports guy, love sports. I have an amazing collection that I built starting when I was about 6 years old. It's the only thing I've done for that long. Well, collected for that long. So yeah. Joseph, what state are you in? New Hampshire. And happiness. Ninja Vanish 247, 24/7. Good morning. What do you like about door loop versus hem lane? Pricing for your number of units works out better? Yes, that does. So Dana is an amazing CEO and she's built an amazing company. The product is in how I run my business is, because I don't outsource anything to contractors that I don't know, which is a good component of hers. The add-on costs to me were a little bit more expensive, like for background check and things like that, and credit check, and financials. When we tested it a year ago, the financials were really, really lackluster. And I'm a financial guy. I make a lot of my decisions based on cash flows, based on not appreciation, but actual flows, outgoing, incoming, maximizing return on capital. That's how I run my business. So I need a spreadsheet. I need a report like that. And so in Door Loop, I can press a button, I get that report. I can get complete vendor financials. This is how much we paid the guy per month. This is how much we paid them per property. All that stuff is in Door Loop. Not really any of that stuff was really good in Hemley. And I don't want to have to use QuickBooks on top of it. I just don't. So Door Loop does a really good job with integrated platform, which at the size that we are, I have to have that. And Hemley will even say that they're really good up to about 99 units. So that might be a great fit for you. Just for me, it just wasn't. I'm really big on the financials and being able to run reports and cash flows and that stuff. But I can tell you, when we were a lot smaller, if we did it a little bit differently, I could see how Hemley, because they do have the stack, which is you can kind of do everything in there, meaning like find third party, contractors, background checks and ACH and all these other things. And I think cost wise, even at 200 units, I think that it's much less expensive for me on Door Loop than it is on Hemley with the stuff that you would include in the package. So yeah. Yep. So I'm a big fan. We evaluated for 6 months. So it wasn't a fast decision. But we also didn't really look at the cheaper stuff. That says like a lot of stuff is like rated and says, yeah, great for, 50 properties or whatever. We don't know where we want to stop, but we don't want to migrate ever again. We wanted something that it's fine. $200 a month, whatever. Fine. With our work, with our cash flow, don't care. Fine. And with the number of properties, fine, whatever. It's a cost. It's a cost that being able to stick with a vendor, continue to grow, and actually have input on their product because they're newer. Having input on their product is just, yeah, it's awesome. It's really good. Hold on 1 second here. Maybe slightly. That's from my broker. It's so good on this property. It's so good. LV Teach Me. Absolutely have camera through sewer lines before purchase. Yep. Actually, I passed on a deal because of sewerage. Yep. Seller didn't want to spend the money. Yep. Exactly. Glass headlamps. Thanks. Plumber is his friend from the neighborhood, so I know who his resource was and can believe he won't tell me. Can you explain to me what exactly the problem is? Glass headlamps. Explain to me what the problem is. Your parents probably meant well. I think you beat the odds compared to the most. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. Trust me on this. My platform will never be used to tell everybody to drop out of the 9th grade. No. Nope. I am very blessed. I did get some opportunity and I made the most of every opportunity, but was blessed to get the opportunity. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep. Rich Boudreaux. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate your help and wisdom. Gotta go. Rich, enjoy the rest of your day, my man. Daniel Smith. Hey, Matt, not an investor. All good. Stumbled upon you are searching for housing market info. Cool. We currently own a home in Maryland. All right. But looking to relocate to NH. Okay. Feel like we missed the window. Any advice, thoughts? So I don't think you missed the window per se. It depends really on a few things. Where in New Hampshire? What price range in New Hampshire? And there are some value add type of properties. Yeah, nice turnkey flies. Stuff that is depending on the town, stuff that's like sub 300 flies. If you're looking in the 750 range, I don't think you've missed the opportunity. I don't think you've missed the opportunity. So it really depends on a lot of variables. Yeah, it really depends on a lot of the variables. There's a lot of variables, Daniel. Because I mean, why would you want to move to New Hampshire? It's only awesome. Andrew P, late to the party. I see how it is, Andrew P. Still good to have you, Andrew P. So yeah, Daniel, it really does depend. I mean, the other thing too is where you're selling in Maryland, right? I don't know if you're selling a $250,000 house or a $2.5 million house. Depending on where you are in Maryland, some areas are extremely expensive and some areas aren't. Some areas are very inexpensive. And so it really depends kind of price point and area. So I can tell you on the coasts, so kind of the areas that I know to a decent degree because I grew up here. So like Seabrook, Stratham, Exeter, Hampton, Northampton, Rye, Portsmouth, Lee, Durham, Madbury, Dover, Somersworth, Rochester, Nottingham, Raymond, Chester, kind of those areas, kind of within half an hour of the coast. That stuff I know decently well. Jesse Mao, we are building an ADU unit. Congratulations. It could be a studio or a one bedroom. Would you build a tub or a shower only bath? I would build a shower only bath. Yep. I would build a shower only bath. Yes, sir. Yep. Or man. Yes. I would build a shower. Yep. Yep. I don't see the need for a tub in a studio or a one bedroom. Yep. That's just me. Ryan Allen, do you have a specific dimmer switch that you use with those lights you reviewed? I think I put the switch on the video. If I didn't, I'll post one this afternoon. There is one. It's a I'll have to look it up. I'll put it on there. Yep, there is one. Glass headlamps have sewage coming back in through a wall in a crawl space from foundation wall. It smells and has tiny insects that form from stagnant waste. Yep, pipe material is cast iron. Yep, inside the crawl space. Yep, for sure. For sure. Yeah, line wasn't scoped during home inspection. Now I know. I understand. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. But there was no leak during the inspection, nor the 2 to 3 times I went there before the inspection. Yeah, sure. Because they might have. So what I would do is I would call a company. This is what I would do. I've done this myself. So this is exactly what I did when this situation. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I did. What I did when we had that problem was we called one of the routing companies. It can be a Roto-Rooter or somebody like that, but it's a drain or pipe cleaning company. So I think there's a big one in Boston named like John Sewer. We get the job done. And so I don't know about them as a company, but they have cool ads. So I would have it cleared. After you have it cleared, I would then have it scoped. So like Roto-Rooter as an example is like $600 to have a line cleared, a main sewer line, $600. They are then another $200 or $250 to scope it. So you're probably 6 plus 250 or 850. Have it scoped, then you'll have a recording. When they start feeding the line through, that's when the counter starts. So you'll be able to see how far down the line the damage is. You don't know how far the break is down the line. You don't know if it's in the street. You don't know if you're getting blowback because somebody else's line is a problem. So please go in there. That's what I did. I had it cleared, then I had it scoped, and then after the scope and then I would, if you want, come back to me next live stream and say, this is what I'm looking at. Because that would then make the decision. If it's what would be considered in the street, I would call the city. If it's what's between your house and like the curb, that's probably going to be on you anyway. I would not use that same sewer company to do that work. I would call a plumber. I would do two things. I called a plumber. So I called a plumber and I said, I need 20 feet of sewage line replaced. And he's like, okay, I'm going to charge you a fortune to dig it up. I was like, yep, I know. So then I called an excavation company, one that works in the city. And I said, I need you to come over and basically what's the day rate for you to come over here and rip this thing up so my guy can cut out the old pipe, put in the new green pipe, then, do what they need to do and, put down the stone and then put down the red line. So if it's ever dug again, you run into the red line first on the bucket. But that's what I would do, or that's what I did. Excuse me. I keep on screwing up the words. That's what I did. And the plumber was $800 for their work. And the excavator was $1,000 for his. And so all totaled, I think about $3,000 in. And I was fixed. If it's in the street, you can argue with the street. If you have a main line to what's called the chimney in the street, you can make a point. You can actually probably get them to cover some of it. But if it's on your property, it's going to be tough. But like I said, what I did, because the part that was on my property was what broke. I was able to talk to the city and say, I want a new line all the way to the chimney because I don't want to replace this part here and then worry about the rest there. So that's what I did. Hopefully that helps you. Andrew P, were you able to attend the seller finance Zoom call yesterday and any thoughts, reflections? Yes, I was. Yeah, I was. The only reflection that I have is money's expensive, 7.25%, but I love the 10% down. Andrew, watch the beginning part of this video. I know you were late, but watch the first 15 minutes. Guys, I just think that there's going to be a psyche in the market where portfolios are down, savings are down, debt is up. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to want to consider seller-based financing. You can prove out all the points to them. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just think there are going to be a lot of people that won't. And it's going to be really important to have another solution lined up. That's what I have. I, of course, talk to people about seller-based financing. 1,000% I do. But guess what I also do? I have another solution. So I can talk to them cash. I can talk to them seller-based financing. I can talk to them about a bank. I can talk to them about a bank construction loan. I can talk to them about non-QM. Like I have a million options to pull from. And that's what it takes to become an elite real estate guy, is that you can put any deal like that, any deal that you want to put together, you can put together. So those are my reflections from that time. I think Steve Dow is a smart guy. I think that Velocity is a good company, but you and I both know if his rate's 7.25, they're having some debt that's probably not performing right now. That's my thought. Glass headlamps. Thank you. More information than I was expecting, which is good. Oh, there's always tons of information here. I've done it. Glass headlamps. I've done this all. I've done it all. And I've done it for 20 years. There is nothing. You're in Connecticut, New Hampshire is the same exact thing. We have wicked old infrastructure. And so I've done it all. I've gutted 180-year-old farmhouses. So there is nothing that I haven't seen. I've seen gas light, lines through houses from gas lamps, like you name it. So if I can help you at all, please. Yeah. Feel free. Send me something. Andrew P, I freaking love the product review videos. Awesome. So much to soak up and learn about the products best suited for tenant for both obvious and not obvious reasons. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Somebody asked earlier about me just putting out there a list. I don't want to put a list out there because I want to tell you why I picked the product, because that might be a reason that you don't want the product. And that's what I really want to put out there. Also, if you use the link and it brings you to like Sunco's, right? Mine, I like the 5,000 lumen, 14-watt dimmables. Sunco makes other products. You can choose other products. I'm just telling my experience with what I used and how good that product has been for us. Sunco as a vendor and as a brand, as a product, we've not had any bad product from them. That's why I like that brand. So follow the link and find whatever stuff meets your needs and it works for you guys. Andrew P. Many things. RE seller financing answer, and I'll definitely go back and listen to the first 15 minutes of the live. You're the best. Thanks for thinking the big picture solutions. Andrew P, you're welcome, my man. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't think that seller, I think that it's a big thing right now. I don't think it's going to be a big thing in the future. I really don't. Sub 2 is a little bit different, but real seller financing, honestly, guys, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't seller finance something. F that. No way. Oh, Keith Hager. When I had to have my line video snakes, we only had to dig up just outside the house, and I had a clean out put in for future cleanouts. Keith, exactly. That's why it really matters. That's why I said get that video, look at that video, understand exactly where the break is, where the problem was. So the other thing you might find too, glass headlamps. The other thing you might find as well is it could just be outside where your pipe from the house connects to the stub out in the street. That's what likely is the Burma coat piece. What's really interesting is you can dig that piece up and just replace it with piping and you're done. And you know, if you want to dig up your road yourself, you can, or if you want to dig up your lawn yourself, you can. But like I said, excavator for me was between 800 and $1,000 for the day. The plumber was about $800. The rotor-rooter guy was like $850 plus some other incidentals. So yeah, we were about $3,000 all in, problem done on that particular project. And then I had that happen 2 other places. But it's because I own in a city that was built in 1623. We're literally about to celebrate our 400-year anniversary. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Ryan Allen, the in-depth explanations are awesome. Keep them up, please. Yeah, absolutely, my guys. Absolutely. Sam Farho, hit the like button. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's 2:32. That means it's quitting time. I'm going to go spend some time with my kids in the pool. We take turns throwing each other around. Just kidding. I'm looking forward to that day. Hopefully they're as gentle with me as I am with them. But yeah, we go out, spend some time in the pool, hang out as a family. But if you guys have any questions, feel free, put them in there. You know, and like I said, I'll try and respond in the video on replay. But yeah, guys, really, really, the one thing I want you to take away today is really think about seller financing and what that looks like. I think when the economy is in recession, I think a lot of people are going to have a different opinion. Do you need certain seller made aware of certain realtors' practices? I know a guy. Yes. You guys are very welcome. Jenny, you're very welcome. LV Teach Me, you guys are welcome. Andrew P, well done, well said. Videos this week. 2 more product reviews. 1 interview with Beth Traverso, realtor to the stars. She's amazing. Investor and investor realtor. You're going to want to watch that session. I guarantee there's no doubt in my mind you will come away with that session with at least 2 more questions you can ask any broker that you're working with to make sure that you're working with the right broker. Guys, super valuable. Now is crunch time. Up your game, get a better team. Up your game, get a better team. And that's why I'm introducing some of these different people to you, is because they are elite at what they do. And that's where you're going to get a better team, is by judging them against those people and using them as the bar. That's where you're going to build a better team. So good luck, my friends. Yeah, have an awesome rest of your week. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Dion Talk, Financial Freedom, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific. I will be doing that here on my channel. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys again twice in 1 week. I'm not going to know what to do. Holy cow, we got a lot going on this week. So thank you guys very much. Chester Williams, St. Mary's City is the oldest city here in Maryland, 416. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it's crazy. And thanks for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. And please, if there's one thing you're doing about your strategy, get a digital business card. Please. The link is right there. Pick any of them. It doesn't matter. They're all a lot alike. If you like a wearable or you like it attached to your phone, Popple is pretty good. If you like one of the other ones, whatever. But get a digital business card. It's the easiest way to get your buy box communicated and have it stick with somebody. That paper card is getting tossed. Watch the review. It's like 10 minutes long. And like I said, the link's right in there. Hit it up, make it happen. Sammy Far, of course, Sam, you have another question. That's okay. How to get rid of carpenter ants or fire ants. What I've done is I've sprayed around the foundation in the past. I haven't had a condition get worse after that. So I've sprayed, and I think I want to say there's maybe diazinon. Ortho, I think, makes it. I think it comes in a green can. That's what I used and cleared up the issue. Yeah, that's what I used. Awesome. Guys, hit the like button on the way out. Really appreciate y'all. Have an awesome week, and we will talk again soon. Like, subscribe, and watch the reviews, people. I'm telling you, that's gold. And there better be a lot more people doing that business card thing. I want proof, people. That's the next step to get to elite. I'm telling you, I've already got my one deal from it. It was worth its weight in gold. I will bet you I get at least another deal this year with that. So make it happen, Captain. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Have an awesome week.